Wow. There's no intro today. Oh, no, for all seriousness, though, the reason why I decided to forego the intro for today. Oh, great. I'm echoing myself because the freaking YouTube went off. Anyway, the reason why is because I wanted to address a certain elephant in the room because, simply put, I felt like we couldn't ignore it. Very much like last week. Although I think last week's topic was a little easier to talk about compared to what happened on Sunday night. You see, I didn't know that this happened until David told me. And I only knew about it because he posted a picture of something that Tanner said in the forum. I believe it's the forum. Correct me if I'm wrong, Tanner, if you're watching. About something involving, a certain episode that we did 2 years ago in our early beginnings. So I found out through that unfortunately,
that was my bad. I was trying to change my avatar. Go ahead.
Unfortunately, we lost Rob Reiner. And when I first heard about it, I thought at first for a while that it was just, a normal death, natural causes. That's what I thought at first. And for 3 hours there, I thought it was just natural causes. And, I'm like, oh, man, that sucks. That really, really sucks. And I was sad, and he will be missed because I think he's made so many great movies. Like, it's unbelievable how many great movies he is. And then I found out about 3 hours, roughly before I went to bed, the real heart stuff that all y'all know about. And when I saw that he and his wife were basically murdered, I was like, oh my God. Like, it's a freaking tragedy. It's an absolute tragedy. That made me even more devastated. I mean, dying was bad enough, but then you got murdered. Yeah, it's not great. It's not great. It just, to me, I feel like, even though, yes, I will say up front now, yes, my thoughts still stand on North. I still think it's a terrible movie. With that being said, I would rather, at this moment in time, celebrate the great movies that he did over the bad ones, because I think he made way too many great movies to, the good outweighs the bad, as the kids say. And he's made some of the best movies that's ever been made. For example, one of my favorite romantic comedies of all time is directed by him, When Harry Met Sally. I think it's one of the greatest romantic comedies that's ever been made. I feel like that's not, I know that is a very popular opinion, but I strongly do feel that way. The Princess Bride,
Classic.
I loved, even though it took me a while to, get into it as a kid, but after I understood what it was trying to do, I loved it. And then my favorite of his, Misery. Misery is a phenomenal movie too, but my favorite movie of his will always be A Few Good Men. That is his masterpiece, in my view. Not just for Rob Reiner. I argue it's Aaron Sorkin's masterpiece too. I think it's just one of the greatest courtroom movies ever made. Ever made. And, we all know of the infamous scene, I want the truth, you can't handle the truth. Did you order that code red? I'm not going to say Jack Nicholson's line after that response because that would ruin the entire movie. But I love that movie. Certainly, that's going to be the movie that I'll always remember him for. He also did a couple of others that I'm missing, Stand By Me. I heard The American President was fantastic.
This is Spinal Tap.
This is Spinal Tap is another great one.
His last movie he did was This is Spinal Tap 2.
I'm like, that to me, that's the ultimate tragedy. He started out with Spinal Tap and he ended with Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. I mean, it sucks. It really does. It absolutely sucks. I mean, it's so sad because knowing the circumstances behind all of this, it's just that, dude, their kid murdered them. I'm just like, how? And the kid was the inspiration behind a movie that Rob Reiner did back in 2015. So that's how you know that movie's probably gonna get a 15 minutes of fame type of moment now. And
yeah,
it's just, it's absolutely just insane. And apparently this all started because they were fighting at like Conan O'Brien's house. It was like this Christmas party or something. And it's just, to me, it's just absolutely tragic. Absolutely just, it's very, 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 very sad. It's very sad. It's devastating to me, especially considering, you know, I felt like, let's not forget, folks, that Rob Reiner was more than a director, even an actor. You have to remember that Rob Reiner created the production company Castle Rock Entertainment. Now, Castle Rock in the 80s and the 90s produced some of the greatest films ever made. They produced The Shawshank Redemption. They produced Before Sunrise. They produced they also produced a lot of Rob Reiner's movies, obviously. They also, in terms of their television work, they will always be known as the main production company behind Seinfeld. That was Castle Rock. So, you know, that legacy and everything, and helping out certain filmmakers like Vic Darabont, and you know, making their careers go bigger and bigger and bigger as it went along. And Castle Rock also produced Miss Congeniality, believe it or not, and The Polar Express, and shit, I swear I had another one on the top of my tongue. It's gonna kill me now. It really is gonna kill me. But City Slickers, that's the one I was thinking of. They produced that. Rob Reiner was the shit back in the 90s. You know, it's absolutely just crazy. You know, I mean, you know, it's a very hard thing, especially in the movie industry. Everybody took it really hard and all this other stuff. And I just want to say, I will say another thing later. Hopefully when Jared comes, he will be coming on, folks. He's just running late. But I will say this right now, and I'll point this towards the sun. If he is somehow watching, which I highly doubt he is, burn, motherfucker, burn. Seriously, you need fucking professional help. Seriously. This is like Phil Hardman. Remember when Phil Hardman was shot and killed? This is like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, no, like how I look at it, no, he doesn't need the fucking help. We're beyond that point now. He needs the chair. He needs fucking lethal injection, life in prison, something like that. Like the fucker, like I'm gonna go on a little tangent real quick before I go on my laptop about this. I am so sick to death, and I'm probably gonna get heat for this, but I don't care. I am so sick to death about fucking like the whole like some people try to say about mental health and drug use and all that. This guy was a son of Hollywood royalty. And he had and according to that movie he did with his dad, it had to do with fucking his addiction and all this other stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So I look at it as this. When you're fucking have all the resources in the world at your disposal to get the help, whether that be psychologically, whether that be drug use, whatever, right? You have all the help in the world. And you're still a fuck up?
Because I thought after that movie was made, he was not gonna fuck up anymore.
I don't give a fuck if you're fucking if like anybody that tries to use the mental illness as somewhat of a defense that he's a troubled soul. No, he is a fucking piece of shit human being who doesn't deserve the same air I walk in. I'm so sick and tired of people. Like, we live in a day and age now where there's so many resources, whether free or paid for, that we have to get help. And we still got a lot of this dumb shit going on in the world, whether that be shootings, whether that be stabbing your family, what have you. We have all this access going back probably 10, 20 years. And we still have dumb fucks, pieces of shit cowards like this fucker. I don't
All right,
want
here we
to
go.
I don't want to hear any more about mental health and drug use and all that. Either get help or I'm sorry, go jump off a cliff because I don't want to have to worry about you fucking someone else's life up over your dumb decisions and your dumb head, if you will. If you can't get help and if you aren't improving, jump off a cliff. Because
I mean,
that
to me, I feel like you said, he was a bit of a lost cause, and I don't want
yeah.
to start speculation and all that because I don't really know all that much in terms of the information still. But at the same time, dude, at least, like, again, like you said before, Rob Reiner was Hollywood royalty. Of course, you could pay. He could pay for the resources, or you could pay
Yeah.
for the resources.
It's not like I'm not making a joke about this. This is the truth. It's not like you're fucking Rob Reiner was Francis Ford Coppola who had to sell a lot of his shit because his movie bombed. It's not like, you know, and all that. And again, I'm not trying to make light of this. That's factual. Francis Ford Coppola did that. But like,
yes, that is
you know,
factual.
so like I never heard anything where he was in debt or where he had financial issues. And I'm not blaming him. Like, I want, in case anybody misconstrues what I say, I'm not blaming him because you could do, especially when your kid turns 18. After your kid turns 18, I'm a firm believer in this. After your kid turns 18, go fuck off. You're on your own. I have done everything I can for you as a parent for you to fucking do everything. So if you fuck up at that point, not my problem at that point because, you know, you should know better. And
yeah.
And again, I'm sick to death of every time we get fucking mental health, like a lot of these fucking incidences, whether it be mass shootings, whether it be whatever, right? They're fucking mental nutcases or drug abusers. Here's my thing. I made jokes back in the day where I said, and again, I know this may give me heat, but again, a lot of us
Trust me,
mental,
I'm not gonna get. I'm gonna get more heated about what I'm about to talk about next since Jared's here. But you go ahead first.
I made jokes back in the day where I said, because I'm not fond of homeless people because I find like there are some good ones out there, but I do personally believe that a lot of them are scum because I've dealt with hell. When I worked at a convenience store, I got robbed by one of them. Not me personally, my store did, right? So I don't have no love lost for these. I've experienced the vileness of these idiots. And I know people, because people say, well, you know, graduate and then you can make some of yourself. I know people who have good jobs and they have never gotten their high school diploma. So being homeless is a fucking choice at this point because you have everything in your power to make something of yourself and you choose to be in the streets. At that point, fuck you. But going to mental health issue, because that's also a cause you could say for homelessness in some cases. I used to always say with the homeless, they should pack them up in the island. I hear they're not using Epstein Island anymore. Pack them up there, leave them there, or nuke them. At this point, you take the most fucked up individuals in the world, or even people that you may suspect to get that way, and you realize that no help will do anything. Anyone with mental illness that refuses to be better, repeats same mistakes, or potentially gives off the possibility that they're going to do something heinous. You pack them up you throw them on Epstein Island, and you fucking launch a missile at them. Because I'm sick and tired of all this fucking mental health thing where people are trying to use this, that, and the third for the reasoning behind people's sayings. This guy is not a fucking nutcase. This is just a evil human being who didn't get control of his addictions and his illnesses. So like I said, like the better, like if as much as I hate to say this, if I was Rob Reiner and if I knew at that point that my son was beyond help,
Call the fucking cops.
No. I just put a bullet in his head. Because then that way,
I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, I would.
I would have for the sole reason, better him than me, because I'm not gonna let this fucking twat kill me because he's not all there. Like that's just me, because it's stupid. Like how is it that
I think you might want to put the banner at the bottom.
How is it that this generation,
I was
even
going to
the
put it on before I started talking, but I'm going to let him finish. I'm going to put it on in 1 minute.
this generation and the generation, even our generation and the current generation has gotten, and people can say, well, it's old people talking, right? Because we're of an older generation, right? So of course we're going to talk shit about the younger generation, because that's what our fucking previous generation said about us. But my point is, our generation, I said this before in a recent stream, and I know I'm going to get fucking flack for this. And he is not the most beloved person. I understand that. I don't like some of the shit he says. There was one line, I was listening to it earlier, from Kid Rock, where he made this comment where he said, "A nation of pussies is our next generation." You could say whatever you want to about Kid Rock and his beliefs and his support of a certain president, orange-skinned president. Hell, and I could probably say some stuff about what he said as well.
Oh, trust me, we're gonna fucking get to that. Thanks, Jared.
But I will say that this though, regarding this, a nation of pussy, our next generation. That is 100% true.
You know, I can go even further. If you mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
This whole incident to me and everything that's going around about it, God help me. Jose's going to kill me because this, I'm number one in this shit list for a reason. I'm going to mention it again. This is an Eddington situation if it happened in real life.
Yeah. By the way, my woman loved Eddington. She watched it. She actually watched it twice. She watched it once with me and then she watched it with her mom. So, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, like this is what I'm saying. It reminds me also about that movie, We Need to Talk About Kevin,
which I've never seen.
Great movie, but it's hard to watch as well because of Ezra Miller's downfall. Now I feel like it needs to be renamed. We need to talk about Ezra. But it's just like this thing is going like, because Rob Reiner seemed like he was trying to help his son. So I do not want to say that he did not help him, because he seemed like he tried everything he could. So I'm never going to take away with that. But here is my issue, and this is the issue to anybody who is a parent out there, myself included. If you don't want fucking the next guy killing y'all in y'all's sleep or over a stupid argument. And this has happened even going back to a kid killing his mother and nearly killing his father over them taking away his Halo 3 game many, many years ago. I don't know if any of you ever heard about that.
I don't, and I was very young, so I don't even remember this.
Yeah, this was in 2007. But anyway, so going back to that, right? The parents, look at this situation as an example. Quit treating your kids. And again, I want to reiterate, this is not, I'm not saying this towards Rob Reiner because I don't he did everything he could. So I'm just using this as a example for other parents out there. Quit treating your kids like fucking pussies, telling them that they're going to get everything in the world and that all this other stuff. Be straight, be honest, and be harsh if need be. Because at this point, that may be y'all on the nightly news in many years, because you told them they were going to be everything they wanted to dream, and then they got alcohol, drugs, and whatever mental illnesses and all that. So that's the one thing, again, because I've seen this too much over my lifetime, not just with Rob Reiner. But I've seen this in too much of my lifetime. Even going back to Phil Hartman, we have went 20 years, 20, 30 years, and nothing has been solved with mental illness. I don't care what. This is why, I have mental illnesses. You know what I did? And I'm not criticizing anybody else who does this, but I don't take medicine. I'm able to function as a normal fucking human being. Because I motivate myself. I believe in myself. I was raised by parents who, well, my mom and my grandfather, who were fucking stern with me. Was I spoiled at times? Sure. What kid hasn't? But I was also taught the idea of strictness. My point is I've been able to go. The only thing I'm addicted to is cigarettes. And even when I go without cigarettes, I just am very on edge. But I don't go and lose my shit. I don't go kill somebody or beat somebody up, right? I'm not addicted to drugs. I'm not addicted to alcohol. Even when there was one time in my depression, when I was very depressed due to personal matters many years ago, I almost got to the brink of alcoholism. I stopped myself because I realized I did not want to become my father and rely on it. These like kids these days do not have the willpower or the sheer drive, and that has to do also with a lack of parenting. So any parents
that's
out there,
Generation X for you.
that just that's this generation. That's the next generation.
Because the parents were not raising kids, and these around this age, it's Generation X. I'm sorry, I'm gonna call out Generation X, and I hate being Gen Z, but Generation X is no better.
Well, I was millennial, so I'm a millennial. So what? So was that Gen X parents?
Millennial, that's Gen Y. Okay, millennials. Okay, maybe not Gen X, but Gen Y, or maybe even both. Maybe everybody sucks. I don't know.
No. But I feel like it's gotten worse nowadays because, again, with society as a whole,
because you got shows Gen X thing. That's why.
To try to circle it back into entertainment, we got shows like Teen Mom that basically glorifies shit like that.
Oh God, it's garbage.
Yeah, it is. I'm not. Like again, what are all the moms doing on that show? Well, I do know one of them got rammed in the asshole by a porn star one time because she couldn't do anything else after that show. So my whole point is, it's only gonna get worse. And at this point, I like part of me just wants to fucking nuke anybody who society would deem as mentally incapable of doing anything, because I have a at my job, there's one dude. We call him Michael Myers because he's fucking weird. And I'm not talking weird like me or like us. I'm talking weird like he looks like Leatherface more than Michael Myers. But I guarantee you, one of these days he's going to shoot somebody and he's going to stab somebody. I almost wanted to fucking like one day at work when I asked him to move because he was in my way, because he's always in the fucking way. He doesn't talk. He doesn't do anything. He slammed his door. There was part of me, if I could get away with it, I would have grabbed a knife and fucking stabbed him right in the head if I could get away with it. For the sole reason to rid the world of someone who may cause harm later on. Because that dude is never going to amount to anything in life. How he has a job, I don't understand. Like he sucks. He's awful. He's excuse my French to anybody, but he's mentally retarded. And he doesn't deserve to have a job that I have where like people with working brains and people with functioning bodies can work. Someone like that shouldn't be working. Someone like that should be in a mental asylum where he could learn how to speak and actually be a proper adult. Again, these are the situations that I've been seeing for 31 years of my life. And this is never good. Like, as tragic as this is, I'm numb to it because it's every Tuesday. It's like a school shooting. There were shootings in different places this weekend. You know what I call that? I call that Monday. That's how my brain has become numb to these things. I feel bad for the victims, but at the end of the day, it's a Monday. That's just how it is. And it's just like part of me wants everybody to fucking better themselves. But at this point, you could blame the president, you could blame the fucking world, you could blame whatever the fuck. Mental illness was here when Obama was here. Mental illness was here when fucking Bush was here. It's been around since basically before
Reagan,
time. Reagan,
all time, but yeah, I get what you mean. But before Reagan,
yeah.
And shit.
And I know Victor's going to start off with this.
Yes.
While I am accustomed to him saying stupid shit. And unfortunately, and I will say regarding somebody I know, which kind of irritated me, him trying to find whatever blame to make Trump look like a good guy or look like he was justified. and Hunter may know who I'm referring to by saying this. It was not Rob Reiner who made comments about he should have missed or he should next time don't miss. It was a fucking guitarist of fucking Tenacious D. And I will criticize the guy from Tenacious D just as I will criticize Donald Trump for what he said regarding that.
Okay, so
I like
I'm just going to talk about it now
Victor.
because I didn't know about this comment until Jared told me, and it's through Morgan. You told her, she told you, and then you told me, right?
Yes, yeah, that's how I found out.
So he emailed me, last afternoon. I was having my oatmeal, and everything was going okay, and he sent me this email, and I looked at it. I'm just like, Trump, look, you are a fucking hypocrite because you were saying about how we shouldn't criticize anybody who was criticizing Charlie Kirk's death. And now he was saying, like, we should be coming together as a nation to mourn. Understandably so, not because of his politics, but because somebody was shot and killed. And now you turn around and you talk about this and you talk crap about Rob Reiner because of the Trump derangement syndrome that he had, quote unquote. Fuck off. Seriously.
Which isn't a real thing.
This is so bad that even the MAGA supporters told him, you're full of shit, calm down. You know it's bad when your supporters are telling you to calm down.
I don't defend, like, I'll be honest, regarding Trump, I preferred him over Kamala and all this other shit. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I have not agreed with everything he has done. There are some days I've agreed with. This is not one of them. Now, I'm not going to, the one thing I will disagree, like, because I found out about John Campea because he made a post about it. I will say this regarding that. What I don't like, and this is the problem with politics. Oh, they did? Oh, yeah, that's good.
They were going to close at 11, and they're telling everybody they got to be, the whole punch got to be empty out by 9.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Like, boys, no more boys.
One second.
In the meantime, well, Jared, since you just came on here, I guess you could share your thoughts. And Soren, you can too if you want, because you were kind of quiet at the beginning too. It was just me talking.
Yeah, you pretty much said everything.
I didn't get here until just a couple minutes after and everything, so like I didn't really hear the beginning and stuff. But I assume probably you said everything. But yeah, this was just kind of, it's one of those like really tragic events where it's kind of like everybody like during like, you don't know these celebrities or anything, but you feel some like strange connection because of like they're in the zeitgeist of like the pop culture and the rest of the world and stuff. And it's like, I haven't watched very many Rob Reiner movies. I've seen, obviously I've seen the Princess Bride and Stand By Me and stuff, and of all things, his LBJ movie. I've seen him, act in, obviously, Wolf of Wall Street and everything. And it's like, I like the guy and everything, but it's just, when you hear something so tragic, it affects you. And when Morgan, because Morgan was, again, the one that told me, because it often happens where she'll be like, do you know who this person is? And then I'm like, yes. 9 times out of 10, when she asks me, do you know who this person is? And it's like a famous person, probably means that they're dead.
That's literally, my wife does the same thing where she'll tell me, like, that's how she asked me, do you know who because I already saw because it was right, she was already asleep, so I saw about Rob Reiner's passing and all that. Go ahead.
It's kind of funny the way it was being described at first. They didn't straight up say that it was Rob Ryder and his wife, but
No,
they
they
were
said
like,
two people were found in
two
his home.
people were found dead at Rob Ryder's residence.
At first, I was like
An
thinking,
older man and older woman, and gave like their exact ages of like what Rob Ryder and his wife.
yeah.
Like,
When I first saw it, then my wife told me, she said, "Do you know who Rob Reiner is?" And then I was like, "Yeah." She said, "Oh, there were two people found in his home," and then she told me their ages, and I was like, "Well, that solves who it is. It's Rob Reiner because he's 78. Unless he had somebody else that's the exact same age as him in his home at the same time."
this, but yeah, this strangely like affected me to the point where I'm like, I was kind of having trouble sleeping that night.
Remember, you have to remember, I said this at the beginning. I didn't know that he was murdered at first. I thought this at first was natural cause because they didn't say anything at first. I thought it was complete natural causes. And then I found out 3 hours later before I went to bed what happened.
There were like random things online of, you know, people talking about like his son. And then I started looking up. I'm like, okay, oh, he has two sons. Okay, which one was it? And,
oh, jeez.
But it's just a really big tragedy. And, you know, Rob Reiner, you know, Chayton said, you know, he's Hollywood royalty. He made some of the most iconic, just beloved films, you know, in the early part of his career and everything. And he's, you know, he was well liked and everything. And just, it's sad when, you know, a celebrity, not even just a celebrity, but somebody dies of, you know, natural causes and everything.
Yeah, but at least they're going out in peace.
It's even worse when it's done, you know, through violence and everything. And it's like, I'm somebody that I'm like, nobody deserves a death like that. I mean, like it under the circumstances and everything.
Yeah.
Because, and even with his son dealing with mental illness, there's all different types of forms of mental illness. Every case is different. Some are, you know, some are smaller, some are a lot bigger and everything. And it's ultimately, it's like, you never know with people what they're dealing with, because some people don't want to share what they're dealing with. I don't deal with, I don't have like a lot of problems with mental health. At least I don't think I do. But, you know, there's a lot of things with me and everything that's like, I'm not comfortable sharing with people. There's things in my life that I deal with and I struggle with and everything. But I feel horrible for what happened to Rob Reiner and his wife. And despite what he did and everything, I in some ways I do feel for the son too, because obviously, you know, he has been dealing with mental health. He's been dealing with drug abuse. We don't know. I don't, at least I haven't looked up or anything. We don't know if it was like, if he was on drugs at the time.
I think that's still, just, you know,
we don't know what all the cause was and everything. And it's like, we could speculate forever on this and everything. And we're never really going to know until it's time. Like, is there remorse in that? But yeah,
You know it's bad. You know all this other stuff and involving all this, lingo and all this other things that Trump said. You know it's bad when James Woods calls you out for it. That's like one of his biggest supporters. You know it's bad when James Woods tells you to shut the fuck up.
That was very interesting. I did see that. But no, again, it's hard to talk about and everything, but it's just a really big tragedy. In fact, like I even looked up afterwards. I was like, how many Hollywood directors and everything do we know that are just,
Not much, I don't think.
Straight up murdered and everything, or, and it's like, yeah, it's like, I looked at like some examples and it's like, well, so-and-so was, shot in like the 50s and everything because they were a suspected communist or something, and that was in Italy and everything. So it's like very different from this. But, yeah.
All I can say is if you have problems like that, if you have family problems, drug problems or anything, just get help.
I agree. I absolutely agree.
Just therapist, pray to your personal God, talk to your friends and family, just get fucking help.
Like, and
or,
I'll
or
say
get
this
like a prescription that helps with that kind of stuff.
Because I have it in my family and stuff, and everybody is different. My cousin, I have 3 cousins that have dealt with drug abuse, and one of my cousins, he's in his 40s now, and he when he was a lot younger and everything, he ran around and everything, and my aunt and everything, she's a wonderful woman and everything, but her and my uncle just kind of let their kids run wild and then let their grandchildren run wild and everything. And my cousin, had drug abuse and stuff, but he eventually grew up. He did things where like he went to work and then he went to the gym, and that was all he did to get his mind away from all of that stuff and everything. He's doing really well for himself.
Well, that's good.
And then his son is dealing with drug abuse, and he's in jail every other week, it seems like, and everything. And it's really hard to get through to him. And some of that, I don't know what's going through his head or anything. I can't, I could talk to him about it and everything, but like I'm not as close to him as I once was when I was when we were both kids and stuff. But he's dealing with those problems too. And then my cousin Zach, who is the younger brother of the first cousin I was talking about, he died of an overdose just a year or 2 ago. And so you don't know what's happening and everything. And, it's hard.
I do agree.
I did not know that this was going to go here, but,
Yeah, I didn't know it was going to go there either. But I'm just going to say this because I don't want to have, an entire episode of doom and gloom. So I'm just going to try and wrap it up and say, rest in peace, Rob Reiner. If anybody is suffering through any kind of mental health issues or anything like that, I just say there's plenty of help. Go on Google. Be better than this guy. Help is not too far away. So that's all I'm going to say.
And I'll say this. It is really hard. I know how hard it is to just talk to people, but just having somebody to talk to is the best thing you could ever ask for. Somebody that will listen helps a lot.
Yeah, like
I agree.
yeah, I was gonna say I agree with that too. Like I'm for it. I've had a great year myself, but I've also had some loss of my own this year with some stuff, and if I didn't have like my wife with me, and couples argue and all that stuff, that's normal. But like I am fortunate that I have her with me because like even in the summertime, in the early to late summertime, I was going through a very big bout of depression. Not a lot of people on here know this because I'm very good at masking it when need be, whether that be for work or whatever, right? That's just a gift, I guess you could say. But there were times when I'm grateful that I've had somebody that I can be around and talk to on the day to day because and all that, and makes everything, all the troubles and all this other stuff worth it because you're not alone going through that and all that. So, again, as I went nuclear on mental health stuff again, I reiterate again, not everybody who has it is fucking fucked for life, but it's just I don't know, just I've seen so many stories, whether it be addiction or mental illnesses, where it's like they've had numerous opportunities and they didn't, and it was just a matter of time before they did. And those are the type of people that piss me off, that I feel like need to basically be off this earth, because if you ain't going to help yourself, and if I have to worry about you fucking my life or the lives of the people I care about up, you don't deserve to breathe the same air as I breathe. But nonetheless, what could lighten the mood?
I don't know at this point. I don't know.
One second. I got something. Give me a second.
I will say, I will say this though. I will say, I guess what's good about this week is that, Jared, it's Avatar Eve. It's official.
Is.
It's the home stretch. We're almost there.
All right, guys. I've got the one thing that will make everybody feel better.
What is it?
I'm done hiding now.
Oh, no. That's not gonna make me feel better. That is not gonna make me feel. I gotta fucking. No.
You like to play your game, baby.
But no, yeah, it is Avatar Eve.
Well, technically, yeah, it is technically Avatar Eve.
Kills of the Flower Moon is finally getting a Blu-ray.
Finally, finally.
No,
Apple TV finally.
No.
Finally gave in.
Yeah, finally gave in. Yeah, they actually fucking woke up and smelled the bacon. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
they smelled the flowers.
Oh, Jesus. Let's go to the box office. It seems that Five Nights at Freddy's is getting a worse reception than I thought, because I don't want to share that. I want to share the whole fucking screen, asshole. Fucking StreamYard. There. Now I want to share my whole screen. Because Zootopia 2 came back at number 1 with $25.8 million.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 dropped 69.7% over the last week.
Nice.
Oh, gee. I wonder why. Yeah. I wonder how the fan base is going about that movie. I bet you they're being fucking toxic as shit to critics right now. Number 3 was Wicked, made $8 million. Durumbar, whatever the fuck this is, actually went up. It was number 9 last week.
I think that's an Indian movie.
It went number 4 this week, so it must have gone a much wider release or something. I don't really know. Number 5 was Now You See Me. Number 2 was that Jujutsu Kaisen recap movie. Number 7, the only real new release of the week. Look, folks, I knew this was going to bomb. Regardless of the reviews, which I'll get to in a second, I knew that Ella McKay was going to bomb as hard as it did. Look at this shit. $2 million. And it's almost Christie levels. Keyword almost, because Christie is like the biggest bomb of the fucking year.
Ella McKay was just pathetic.
Look, I knew it was going to bomb regardless of how good or bad the reviews were going to do, but I'm surprised that the reviews were this bad. I mean, I wanted James L. Brooks to come back because his last movie, How Do You Know, also got very negative reviews. I figured, hey, he hasn't made a movie in a long time. Maybe this will be great. Maybe this will be good for him. No.
Where did That Deadly Night? Was it even in the list?
Let's see. It was number 12. It was number 12. It wasn't even in the top 10. Number 8 was How to Run Soul's Purpose. Number 9 was Eternity. And number 10 was the re-release of The Shining, which I didn't even know.
I didn't know that was even happening.
No, I did not know either. I did not know. That's crazy. But
by the way, Victor, you like my backdrop?
Oh yes, I didn't. I was like, is that the poster for the Deer Hunter? Not a Deer Hunter. Heaven's Gate. Heaven's Gate. It looks like the poster for Heaven's Gate. If you ever know what that looks like, it looks
yes,
like
it does.
But yeah, Ella McKay bombing this bad. At least Disney's going to turn a profit this week. Plus, they have Zootopia 2. They're gonna be okay. Yeah, I feel like, next week, I'm not going to make any prediction in terms of how much Avatar's going to make because, frankly, they don't make most of their they don't make most of their money on opening weekend. They're not front-loaded like a lot of other movies. But I'll talk about Avatar later, trust me.
For an Eminem video.
Trust me, I'll talk about Avatar later. So, with that said, let's get into topics because we're already 46 minutes into the show. And I guess I have to go first because...
I was going to say, I wanted to go first.
Before I go any further, I am going to talk about the movie that I was assigned for the raffle. But first, I need to give you a quick update on something. It came...
Oh!
It finally came last night. The Lionsgate limited edition of Dogma, which I pre-ordered.
Did you get it?
What?
Were you what do you call it? Were you hard when you got it in the mail?
No, because I pre-ordered the fucking thing. If anything, I was pissed off because it took a fucking week to get here.
All right, were you hard when you pre-ordered it?
Well, yeah, no.
Wait.
I can finally say the fact is that Dogma is now officially available for most people to fucking buy, okay? You don't have to get a expensive ass DVD like I did, which I still have on my shelf. It's, this is the copy that I had for the longest time, the 2001 2-disc special edition DVD that makes the packaging is just as good as the Steelbook. It makes it look like a Bible. And 2 discs. But I think the Steelbook is even better. Now listen, I have not watched the whole movie on this thing yet. I did put it in to see the picture quality for like 5 minutes. And the picture quality it beats the shit out of this fucking DVD. That's for sure. It beats the shit out of it. The 4K looks gorgeous. And it's funny because I think for that transfer, I think they used the inner positive. I don't think they used the original camera negative. I think they used the inner positive because I think that's all they could get because Harvey Weinstein was fucking putting this movie in legal purgatory for a long time. But I'm going to show you the packaging because the special thing about this is the packaging. Of course, I've already shown you the front, Buddy Christ on the front. But when you take it off, hold on, goes like this.
Oh.
You see all the other characters. Yes, if Tanner is watching, the shit monster is on the cover. And then Mubi on the back. And then Mubi is on the discs. And I've already entered a digital copy. No need to fucking hide that now. I already put it in before because so nobody could fucking steal it. But since I got the Steelbook, it comes with this, which I'm going to show you because I think it's really fucking funny. let me pull it out. This thing's hard to get out sometimes. It's a
That's what
book,
she said.
a special booklet called Revelations of the Easily Offended. Ye gospel of them cry out and half must disturb by ye unholy filmmaking of Kevin Smith. And this is pretty much all the complaints that Kevin Smith had sent to Kevin Smith prior to Dogma's release of, pretty much Catholics getting offended over the content of the movie. That's all this book is. And it has this on. You're not going to believe this, anybody. You're not going to believe this, Jared, especially. It has the book starts out with Lionsgate Dolph Disclaimer Discourse. This is a selection of reproductions of real letters sent to filmmakers in response to this film, and the aforementioned letters contained within do not knowingly reflect the views, feelings, interests, ideas, opinions, or beliefs of Lionsgate or its employers, consultants, temps, interns, freelancers, designers, partners, production entities, or talent as regards Catholicism, the Pope, the Holy Trinity, the Bible, the Torah, the Talmud, the Bahad, Gita, Ina, Java, Divina, Black Jesus, White Jesus, Buddy Christ, Lucifer, Beelzebub, Satan, El Diablo, sin or its forgiveness, the apostles, the communication of saints, Thomas Aquinas, Doubting Thomas, slackers, the state of New Jersey, the state of Wisconsin, the state of grace, the state of matrimony, 666, 420, angels, fallen or otherwise, quick stop clerks, hockey on rooftops, stripping, false idols, American Idols, Selma Hayek, Jason Mewes, heaven, gates of heaven, heaven as a place on earth, Hades, Dante's Inferno, hell, the ninth circle, elevator music, purgatory, the stations of the cross, princes the cross, the stigmata of the nativity, unblemished birth as it relates to Jesus, unblemished birth as it relates to everyone else, Virgin Mary, Mary Magdalene, Mary Jane, Adam and Eve, and or Steve, the rosary, any variation of domination or abomination of or pertaining to the full spectrum of organized or disorganized religious doctrines, including all faiths, spiritualities, or dogmas, J or Silent Bob, Bob's your uncle, goalies, sex-related dialogue, violence and crude humor, blasphemy, hellbound baskets, the 90s, critiques of dogma, Kevin Smith's as cultural abner, Kevin Smith as adult cultural defiler, Kevin Smith as, forget it, people. This is for entertainment purposes only.
And a partridge in the pear
That
tree.
is all on the first page. That is all on the first page. Everything I just read to you. Oh my God. And it's funny because it has all this legit, this is the letters. And this is how you know that, because one of these emails or letters is sent from Miramax. That means that, remember, when Dogma was supposed to come out, Miramax was supposed to release it because they released all the Kevin Smith movies. Then Disney refused to release it because of the controversy involving the Catholic Church and things like that, because Disney owned Miramax at the time. And I'm going to read just to you one of the letters that is on here. This is an actual letter sent by Kevin Smith. Dear anti-Christian, you are disgusting and despicable. And he spelled despicable wrong. Anyone who thought to produce a movie as Dogma is sick, anti-family, and you must be really hard up. Apparently blank needs more cash. I guess, the blank, because of Harvey Weinstein. I remember the blank is for Harvey Weinstein, I think, needs cash. And so you're stooping to a level beyond anything I could ever think of to draw the reality, the really low lives, altered lifestyle people and scum. I've emailed all my friends and family telling them about this movie. I will never, ever again watch blank, I guess any Miramax movie or Kevin Smith movie, visit any of your theme parks, or purchase anything that resembles the blank characters. I advise everyone who I know to do the same and pass the contents of your movie to everyone they follow. Everyone they know. And how could any of your actors portray the people? Excuse me, let me repeat that again. And how could any of your actors portray the people you have in your movie? They must all be, as yourself, Satanists. You know, it was really a shame. Blank made his company into something he was proud of, something everyone would be glad to be a part of. The blank is Harvey Weinstein. They blanked his name because of Harvey Weinstein. Wow. Mr. Anti-Christian, this guy, and he's like supporting Harvey Weinstein. Oh, 2017 called. Anyway, I had the utmost respect for him. Respect for Harvey Weinstein. But you, however, have sunk to the bottom, and if you don't change your tune, you will be at the bottom. How could you do it? I'll pray for you. And that's just one of the letters. That is just one of the many letters that is in that booklet. I need to stop talking. I went for a mouthful. And that's not even like really my topic. I just wanted to give an update about me getting in the fucking mail, but I read that. But yeah, I'm very happy with this. I will definitely be watching this before Christmas. You kidding me? Even though it doesn't take place at Christmas, it involves Christ to some degree. So it's like, hey, it is an official Christmas movie. And we will be reviewing it on the show. I just want to get through all the other Kevin Smith movies that take place prior to this one. So Clerks, Mallrats, and Chasing Amy have to come first. But at least this movie is now more legally available for everybody to watch. I'm very happy about that. You don't have to watch some crummy YouTube upload of it anymore. So, I'm going to continue now and talk about the movie that Soren chose for me for the raffle. And I'm going to say this right now. I want my vote back. I watched it. I want my vote back.
What movie was it again?
It's a Wonderful Life.
Wonderful Life. I want my vote back, and I want to vote for Die Hard. It wins. It won. I think. I have to look back
I've got
at the
my
totals.
pitchfork ready to go right up your ass, Victor.
Okay. Look.
Do I need to let my
I understand.
I'm kidding.
Do I need to let
I
my wife know
understand.
that two men are going to shove things up the other's assholes?
I understand why this movie is beloved, okay? To some degree, I agree why it's still relevant. I like a lot of things about this movie. With that being said, is it the greatest Christmas movie of all time? No. No, it isn't.
Is this what I get for not liking something wild?
I didn't even put that into account, but maybe yes. I didn't even take that into account, but maybe yes. But I don't hate the movie. I gave it a positive review. I just didn't put it as high as everybody else did. Oh, 5-star movie. No. What I like about this movie, first of all, Jimmy Stewart, he's great in this movie. Then again, when isn't Jimmy Stewart not good? Except for maybe American Tail 5 Goes West.
He was okay in that.
But, he's great in the movie. I think George Bailey is one of the most iconic movie characters of all time. I'll give you that. I was surprised by this movie because I didn't know. Then again, I haven't seen this movie at all until today. I didn't know that most of the movie was flashback. Like 2/3 of the movie are flashbacks.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. I thought it was just like, a singular narrative. I didn't know the flashbacks was taking up. I was like, my goodness, are we still in the flashbacks? About roughly around an hour in, I'm like, are we still going? And to the point where there's this scene, this part where all the characters are supposed to be teenagers. Like George Bailey's supposed to be a teenager. I'm like, Jimmy Stewart at this age in his life now, he's trying to be a teenager. I didn't buy that for a second. But I think it's a very heartfelt movie, which I think it also has good things to say about capitalism. That's really what this movie is about. I think it's the original. Forget what I said about the original Eat the Rich satire being Titanic. I think this is the original Eat the Rich satire when you really think about it, because that douchebag who owns everything in that movie, oh my God, he was annoying. But and his last name was Potter. It's like, oh, Harry Potter is now the son or like the godfather or the grandson of this douchebag. but you know, I thought it was very compelling. It was actually, I felt like it was very lifelike. You know, the movie is called "It's a Wonderful Life," but I was surprised how lifelike it was. Like it was, you know, sprawling. It's like this epic, quote unquote, even though the movie's like 2 hours about this man's life. So I was like, wow, it's actually kind of good. I thought the romance was very, very sweet. It was probably some of the best parts of the movie involved the romance, to be completely honest with you. Where it really all went downhill for me was really about an hour and 20 minutes in when Clarence is sent off to Earth to try and help George Bailey. Now, I'm not saying that Clarence isn't a bad character, because he's a very good character. But I feel like some of the stuff that happens, it's like a Christmas Carol, but it's like weird, and it's like this, you know, I've seen it before, because it's pretty much this movie for the last hour and half an hour is like a Christmas Carol, but like a very abridged version. Oh, maybe even more abridged than Mickey's Christmas Carol was already abridged as hell. And it just got weird, and I think I'm just like, you know, the whole thing about him, you know, going into a universe where, you know, he wished he wasn't even, you know, where he wasn't even born. I'm just like, this version of God in this movie is like a master manipulator. I'm like, what in the hell is going on here? I'm like, okay, like I get the point of it, but I'm just like, why do you gotta go that route? That's a little like he says he's like being hypnotized. I'm just like, no, this is like master manipulation. He's going into a fucking mental breakdown. I'm just like, what in the hell's going on? And then by the end, when he, you know, we were pretty much almost forced to say, I want to have my life back or something among those lines. I want to live. And then the ending, I'm just like, okay, like the ending feels like it's just like everything's just being slapped on all at once. I'm just like, hello, can you give me a moment to breathe here? It's just like everything's going on all at once. And then it's just like, oh, like he's so happy to see his family. I'm like, oh, dude, you're about to get fucking arrested for, you know, going bankrupt or whatever. Because that business guy, Potter, was so corrupt. And then, oh, they found the money. I'm like, how did these guys find the money? I know they chipped in, but how did you find that money? Because apparently this movie, I think, takes place in the Great Depression. How'd you find all that money? How'd you find all that money? And then all this other stuff, and just like, oh my God, it's just like, it's like wands. Like everybody goes into his house, and it's like, oh my God, I couldn't keep up. I'm just like, what is going on here? So that's why I didn't. To me, I wasn't, you know, everybody like cries at the end of this movie. Like most people, they cry at the end of the movie. I'm just like, I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? That's my.
So, like, because yeah, I cry at the end of this movie, but what it is just, you know, because we see throughout all of the good that George Bailey has done for the
yes, and those are the parts that I really did like about the movie.
So it's like when he's at his lowest low and everything and contemplates, you know, jumping off and everything, and then he, you know, he sees a life where because he was in it, he made so many people's lives better in some way. It's
and I get that was what I'm trying to say.
Basically, you know, the butterfly effect in a lot of ways.
Oh, fuck the butterfly effect. That's a terrible movie, Jared. I can't wait to review it to tear it to shreds.
But at least the term, the butterfly effect, everything, just like one thing changes, and then you have, you know, an alternate timeline and everything. But
do get
at
to
the very end, it shows that George Bailey is so loved by his community that they are willing to get rid of their things to help this man that has helped them up. despite the fact that they might not even have anything really to give and everything. And so it's that act of like giving, just not really expecting.
I mean, I
anything.
get the point of it. Don't get me wrong. I get the point of it. I think it's all, like I say all the time on this show, it's about execution. And the execution for me fell off. It felt really, really, really off. And by the way, this is barely a Christmas movie. It ain't Christmas until the last half an hour. It's not really a Christmas movie. Die Hard was more of a Christmas because it was Christmas throughout the entire fucking thing. The Long Kiss Goodnight was Christmas the entire fucking thing too. And we'll get to it later, trust me. But this is barely a Christmas movie. But again, this is like about the people who say No Way Home is a Christmas movie because of the last 30 seconds. With that being said, I don't hate the movie. I don't want to come across saying that I hate the movie. I like the movie. Maybe it's just because I'm too cynical to fully understand how the impact. And I like a lot of sentimental movies. Don't get me wrong. My favorite movie of all time might as well be sentimental as shit because that's what all that fucking Cameron Crowe does. But I don't know. It's something, maybe a rewatch is in order, but for now, I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. I'm not saying this is a bad movie. This is a positive grade I'm giving you right now. But for now, maybe I also need to go watch other Frank Capra movies because this is the only Frank Capra movie I've seen. I need to go ahead and watch Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. I heard that is a phenomenal movie. So, I have to go back and watch a couple of other movies of his to really get a good idea. And maybe I can go back and fully appreciate it more. So I'm giving it a positive review. That's for fucking sure. So, I'm not saying it's bad. So, it just is what it is. So I'm sorry, Soren. You didn't fail me, but you kind of failed me. Now I want to talk about something else before I pass the table over. And this topic got me really, I was thinking about it all day. So I figured, hey, I'm going to talk about it because I'm going to try and have as much nuance as I can about this subject because it really is kind of like, it got me thinking. Like, I didn't get riled up over it because I feel like the Warner Brothers and Netflix situation, which, by the way, Netflix is still in the running, thank fucking God. But it got me really thinking about the other perspectives behind this. So I'm going to talk about Avatar: Fire and Ash, in particular, the controversy surrounding its Rotten Tomatoes score, which was still technically positive, but it spawned a sea monkey of reactions. I do think that people are overreacting on both sides, the fan base and the critics side of things. You both are overreacting. And I'm going to tell you why. Keep this in mind, because I've known this ever since The Way of Water came out. The Way of Water and Fire and Ash were technically supposed to be one movie. But then James Cameron saw it and it was like, oh God, this is too bloated. I'm going to split it up. I'm going to split it up and have an end point, create an ending for The Way of Water to lead into this second half, Fire and Ash, okay?
Yeah.
I knew this for a long time. Maybe it's because even though I was very excited, I had no expectations because I didn't know what the fuck I was looking at. Maybe that helps. It's going to help me in the long term when I watch the movie, which I will not be able to see until after Christmas, unfortunately. But anyway, I'm neither here or there. But everybody, all this other stuff, I'm going to go through my notes and kind of explain to you what the hell is going on. Do you really think, first of all, Rotten Tomatoes is not a fucking source for all your problems to vent out all this other shit? I'm just like, Rotten Tomatoes has been dog shit for years. Shit like this that you're seeing on this screen proves to me that Rotten Tomatoes is fucking dead. You know The Housemaid's gonna flop regardless.
Fucking Cuties is at the 80s.
Yes, and let's not forget. Let's talk about this. I want to say this first about people complain about the fact that it has a 71% rating. Other big movies have gotten a 70% rating. Interstellar is in the fucking 70s, and I think it's other than the Dark Knight trilogy, amongst the general public who are not cinephiles, most people would say Interstellar is their favorite, other than the Dark Knight trilogy. And it's beloved. And it has a 70-something% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. The original Scream, which I get, it's my second favorite film, my third favorite film of all time, excuse me. And it has a 70%, is in the 70s on Rotten Tomatoes. Same thing with Scream 5 and 6. They're in the 70s. And let's go even further. Let's talk about other fucking beloved movies. What about Die Hard with Vengeance? 60% rating. How about the Pirate sequels, the second and third one, right? The second and third one did not get good reviews, and they're beloved now.
Home Alone 66%.
Mm-hmm. Vanilla Sky has a fucking 41% rating. And that's not fair because I think it's a great movie. And most people nowadays have,
Independence Day 69.
Yes. Let's also let's go on the opposite side of the spectrum. Remember the movie Drop that came out earlier this year, which I gave a negative review towards? 83% rate on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm just saying the system's fracked. It's messed up. It is messed up. Let's not forget
Gabby's
some of the
Dollhouse 86.
Gabby's Dollhouse 86% rate on Rotten Tomatoes. You gotta be kidding. Anyway, other movies that got a fresh rating, at least on Rotten Tomatoes, that I have not liked, include the following. This is a long list, but I'll get to it. Anora, Megan, not M. Freegan, no, Megan, Asteroid City, Begonia, Weapons, Lady Blurred, the Blair Witch Project, Barb and Star, Go to Vista Del Mar, Nope, Us, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, 8th Grade, the entire second half of Paul Thomas Anderson filmography Outside the Master and One Battle After Another, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Donnie Darko, and The Thin Red Line, just to name a few, all got positive reviews, and I fucking hate all of them.
So you're saying all the movies you just listed is getting positive reviews. Look, even the Predator, even the original Predator apparently is in the 60s on Rotten Tomatoes. So what does that tell you? I can't take you seriously because, first off, we haven't seen Avatar, so we can't say if they're right or wrong on that score until we've seen it. Second and foremost, like, you're the biggest Avatar nut gulper that I know. So of course you're gonna have issue with this because let's be honest.
I don't have an issue. Remember, I said at the beginning, I'm gonna criticize the Avatar fans and the critics. I'm not taking fucking sides.
Because I would like in a world to tell me how Avatar, The Way of Water, or Avatar Fire and Ash, which have the distinction of having the most basic fucking title of all time. Like, I'm sorry, but even if I was an Avatar fan, I would say the names are the titles are basic as fuck. But you're telling me that
it's not as bad as hold on. Fuck. It's not as fuck. I'm about to ruin my joke. Give me 1 second. It's not as bad as of a title as fucking Steven Spielberg's new movie. That title is horrible.
Okay. I will say that.
Why couldn't you just go with The Dish, Spielberg? The Dish was a better title.
Anyway, though, you're going to sit here and tell me that Avatar is a better overall film than Anora.
Yes, it is. I don't fucking care.
Okay. Enlighten me. Tell me how it's a better film than Anora. In every way, not just visually.
Well, here's the thing. I can also do this as somebody that actually loves Anora, but prefers Avatar overall.
Well, look,
it's fucking two-way. You want to get in it, fucker? I thought I was talking.
As a overall film though, but as far as like repeating viewings,
Repeated view. I can't watch Anora again. Is that simple enough to say? It's 2 hours and 19 minutes of people yelling and screaming and saying the F word over and over and over again when Avatar has a story
It's 2.5 hours.
Yes, it's basic, but it's moving.
I was going to be like, it's 2.5 hours of just visuals. Your argument has no legs.
Argument has no legs. Yet they're just screaming and yelling for 2.5 hours and 19 minutes. 2 hours and 19 minutes for Nora's sake.
Hey, at least
your opinion is not valid.
There's a plot, unlike
there is no plot. There is virtually no plot until literally 40 minutes in, and the plot that you were given is so paper fucking thin.
Okay, is Nora a ripoff of any movie?
No, but I don't like it.
That's my case. Thank you.
Just because it's a
Avatar's not a rip-off of any movie either. It's a story that has been told for generations and
it's a rip-off of
keeps getting retold.
Yeah, rip-off of the worst fucking Disney movie, right, Chayton? And a rip-off of Kevin Costner's first Ego project, huh, Chayton? Fuck Kevin Costner. Anyway, as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, a lot of the reviews on this movie, again, I'm not going to criticize what the critics think about the movie. I am not going to say that. I just think that some of the reviews are a little confusing. For example, I saw one review saying that who liked it, saying there was a lot of depth to what was going on in this movie, right? And while another said there wasn't any depth. And some people said it's the same thing over and over and over. Bitch, all franchises are all the fucking same. John Wick, what does he do every movie? Kill people over and over and over again. Any superhero franchise, they save the day at the end.
Yeah, but at the same time, there's a difference between...
aliens kill people over and over and over. With Star Wars, the Rebellion or Resistance, wherever you prefer, defeats the Empire or First Order. All franchises do it. All franchises do it. Every single one does it.
There's a difference between a formula and just doing the exact same thing. Hangover 2, Home Alone 2.
Or, I better tread lightly if I say anything about the MCU at this point. Yeah.
But also, I don't, when it comes to Avatar, like, a lot of people talked about how The Way of Water is the exact same movie, and I would just completely disagree. I think there's similarities because they are thematically very similar, and there are scenes that clearly call back to that first film, but they are done in a way that's different, such as it's like, okay, the Quaritch scene of him getting his Ekron is obviously mimicking Jake getting his, although we are seeing it from a villain perspective, and we are seeing how opposite that those two characters are. Loak learning, learning the ways of the Water Tribe, obviously mimicking something similar to Jake. He himself is growing as a person as well. And also, I'm going to save this when it comes to character relations with, I was talking to my best friend about this when it comes to Avatar. Everybody starts complaining about how these characters are very flat and like two-dimensional and stuff. And I am going to say this right here, that characters, I feel like we have been spoiled by a lot of characters that have great amounts of depth to them, to where you could write like 20-page essays just upon who these people are. But you have archetypes as well that fit very well with characters, where somebody, it's like Loak is an outcast within his family, wanting to find his place, constantly fucking up and everything, and just wants to have some sort of recognition. So what does he do? He bonds with the other outcast of the film, Pyakon. And I think that adds a lot of character to him. I'm going to fucking say this too. It, like, in the original Star Wars movie, Luke is just a simple fucking farm boy and everything with aspirations of, listen, a character, like, you can have things with characters and stuff, but ultimately what makes a character isn't just like their little quirks and everything. A character needs something and wants something.
Not only that, I will also say this too, now that you mentioned it. Avatar is not the first movie that rips off of her thing. Star Wars ripped off fucking several Akira Kurosawa movies, especially The Hidden Fortress. Pretty much verbatim, it's the same fucking movie. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I mean, Star Wars is so beloved, and it rips off Akira Kurosawa, and now this is happening. I'm just like, I feel like I'm not going to go out and say that critics are, you know, not, because most of it is positive, but some people who are dumping on James Cameron just to dump on him because they're fucking sick of him. All the stuff that I'm hearing, I'm just like, I want to say that, you know, I don't want to say that that's happening, but this evidence doesn't prove to me, you know.
Now, that said, I could go into the movie. I've even seen reviews that almost probably mimic how I may feel, just because of the type of person I am and everything, where some people have said that, like, does Fire and Ash, like, have like, similarities to, like, say the previous movie? And it's like, well, yeah, because
they're splitting it in half.
Things happen in movies and everything. It's like a group's going to get kidnapped, but maybe it's, a different group of people, this or that and everything. But I have heard one thing, even from super positive reviews, is that it maybe the film meanders a bit.
Granted, the movie's 3 hours and 15
the movie's
fucking
3.5
minutes.
hours too. It's like, I give, Way of Water that, like, a 10 out of 10 and everything. And I could even say that, like, the opening scenes and stuff in the Metcalina village and everything, of them, learning, everything about, how to survive in this village, that meanders a bit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But,
and plus, it's just like, to me, I feel like a lot of people are really going to task about how James Cameron writes characters. I'm like, this is the exact same James Cameron from T2. That was over 35 years ago almost. And I just feel like, all this other stuff, like, there's no depth. There's like, I'm just like, and people are, look, I've been on a Siskel and Ebert binge these past week and a half, right? And I got to their review of True Lies. Believe it or not, they did not give True Lies any positive reviews. What did they praise? The special effects and the action. And they hated the fucking story. It's the same shit. It's the same thing.
I'll say
now,
this.
I don't agree, but it's the same complaint.
I will say this about James Cameron, and I feel it's in his entire filmography. He does have great characters, but they are all written extremely bluntly, to where you know exactly who that character is at all times. That there might be some subtlety there and everything, but they are all very bluntly defined. And again, it's what makes him just a really good crowd-pleasing popcorn.
I hate to reiterate what I said about Titanic again, but I will say it again. There is a reason why he makes everything so simple. I feel like the simplicity is what makes his movies universal to everybody. Anybody with a personal experience could relate to anything that goes on Titanic or T2 or whatever the case may be. That simplicity is the reason why he is a fucking billionaire now. Okay?
And you know what? I'll say this. It's the same. I say this with like some, a lot of like quotation marks and everything. It's the same thing that made Star Wars just such a big thing and everything. Was it's simple mythology and character motivations that are easily defined for anybody of any age group once the movie was edited down as well.
Yeah. I'll also say this as a quick thing. I'm going to turn a little bit on the Avatar fan base because ever I checked Reddit, oh my God. Like, seriously, people are like, now they're screaming and worrying about it, doom posting about, oh no, it's 71% rating. I don't know if it's still on 71% rating or not, but
it's moving between like a 69 to like a 71.
But, last time I checked, it was 71. And people were like, oh, no, this is the end now. And, like, all this other stuff, like, oh, no, now it's going to affect everything, my thoughts on the movie and things like that. I'm just like, calm the fuck down. Do not
you
turn
could always
into the...
just, I don't know, see the movie and form your own opinion.
Thank you. That's all I was going to say. But I said it. I was going to say it in a little bit more blunt way. But what'd you say?
And also China.
Yes, and
China
also China
will save it.
But I was going to say in a more blunt fashion, do not turn into the fucking Five Nights at Freddy's fan base or the K-pop Demon Hunters fan base. Again, not anybody here who likes the movie. That you're okay with me. You're okay. But the fan base itself, for anybody who is toxic towards that movie, who hate they're being toxic to people, anybody who hates it, do not turn into the Five Nights at Freddy's fan base. Don't turn into the fucking people who defend K-pop Demon Hunters on the social media on a daily basis. You're better than that. Form your own damn opinion. See, I can go after the fan base too. As for what I think about the box office, people are saying, oh no, now it's going to make only $1.5 billion. No, China's
going to fucking... If it makes $1.5 billion, it means it's still a hit.
Yeah, exactly. First of all, yes. Secondly, I doubt it's going to be, I think it's going to be $2 billion again. Because, again, the simplicity of everything, and China will certainly help, because apparently when Way of Water came out, COVID was still hitting it pretty hard down there. But now, since that's all recovered, China is going to fucking go out and see this movie in droves. Remember, Avatar does not make all of its money on opening weekend. It makes it over several weekends. We're not going to know how much it's going to make until really the second or the third weekend. It is, it's going to be a fucking success. It is going to be a success. No doubt about it. No, you mean fucking, why is every fucking trailer coming out these days? Because they want to put it in front of Avatar, which is going to be difficult because the movie's already long to begin with. Now it's going to be half an hour of fucking trailers.
Can't wait to be in that theater for like 4 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, like, that's, although I will say that new Spielberg movie, that looks pretty good. I just hate the title. I hate that title. Deception, Disciple Day, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Disclosure Day.
Disclosure. What about that one movie with Demi Moore, Michael Douglas? The sequel to that? Is the sequel to Disclosure?
Can't wait to see it.
And of course, the one trailer I don't give less than 2 fucks about, you already know, because they're putting 4 fucking trailers out for it. And they're how are they fucking doing these fucking teasers for Doomsday? They're putting out one week, and then the second week, and then the third week, and then like for the next 4 weeks is 4 different fucking trailers for a movie that doesn't come out till fucking next year. This time next year.
I guess I will see. I'll see how they do it and everything, and
hey, if no one
maybe I'll get 2 different trailers, because I'll definitely be seeing Avatar twice this weekend.
Hey, I saw the leaked trailer. You had fucking Mahershala Ali's Blade, and fucking they announced that it's gonna be a double feature. Doomsday and fucking Blade is gonna be right after Doomsday. That was the big reveal in the first teaser. I heard next
spoiler alert, Thor has blonde hair.
Oh yeah, I also heard that James Gunn is gonna pop up in the second trailer as God. Oh wait,
Oh jeez, this is a joke. This is a joke.
That's the trailer for Secret Wars. There's going to be also a Secret Wars teaser at the 5th week. So.
Oh man. Okay, I forgot about Anaconda. I forgot Anaconda was coming out. To be honest with you, I really
Yeah, I think a lot of people have.
I don't know. It looked good from the trailer, but I'm just like, this is not a movie I would pay to go see. I can wait.
I saw the trailer when I went to go see Whale Family today.
But yeah, I just, you know me. I feel like the reason why they're putting out these 4 trailers, I'm going to quickly, but gloss over this. Not gloss over, but I'm talking about it. I'm not glossing it over. But the reason why is because the budget is so fucking high. They want to turn a profit. Honestly, the budget, I think for Doomsday alone is $500 million. I doubt they're going to fucking turn a profit with that amount of money. They're not going to, especially Fantastic Four was supposed to be the end-all be-all for the MCU to save it, and it's still underperformed. Sorry, I think people... By the way, Shane, let's talk about Supergirl real fast. I loved that trailer.
Oh, good. Oh, good. You too.
There's only one thing I would change. One thing. Only one. The song choice. I would change that because everything else in that trailer looked like it was going to be a darker movie. So I didn't think that would necessarily... Blondie certainly fit, but the rest of it looked very good.
Okay. So I agree with you in a sense. However, since it's a teaser trailer and since we didn't get every bit of detail that we needed, I'm okay with that. If they if they do it in the second trailer where it's like that, I'm fine with it in this trailer. If it was in the first trailer, like where you get to know a little bit more about the story, then I would agree with you there. I like the song choice, but at least we're not at a fucking war right now like we were when the Superman trailer came out last year.
I think it was a much better edited trailer. I feel like it did its job, and it did its job. You know what's sad when I'm looking forward to a fucking DC movie than a Marvel movie? How sad is that? How sad am I? How sad am I? Anyway, that's my topics. I had enough talking. I'm not going to rant about the MCU anymore, at least not right now.
I'll go next because this is
okay, you go ahead.
This is going to be thing. I'm going to be I'm going to
hey, Soren, fuck the weather.
I'm going to be upfront real quick. I will make an effort to see it on the first episode of the new year. But I did not have time to watch Stains. I'm sorry, Jared.
You know what? You're okay.
I want to watch. I want to
save yourself some torture.
No. So I looked more into it, and I really want to watch it. I've been so today was my first. I've been working basically every day. I have not had the most time I had to do anything. The wife wanted to watch Eddington, and I wanted her to finally watch it. And I was like, I didn't even think about it. So I will be up front. I did not watch it, but I would I am a man of my word. Like with Wicked and like with whatever movie that we watch, I watch what I'm going to. However, so I will give my thoughts on the first episode of the new season, new year, whatever. However, I'm kind of glad because I've got 2 segments that are going, 2 topics that are probably going to take up the majority of time. And even if I gave a review, it was going to be a short one because this is going to go long.
You mind if I talk about something real fast that I just found out before you go? Because I found out this movie, there's a movie coming out on January 2nd. I found a movie that's going to beat Avatar. I found it. It's going to beat Avatar at the box office. It's going to be a masterpiece. It's going to be called Kids Pop Live, the concert.
Yes! my best friend and I
what?
It comes out on January 2nd. He's made everything at runtime.
Fucking
let's make it happen so that Avatar 4 becomes a live concert movie.
Oh God! I do not like.
It's gonna make more money than the fucking Eras Tour movie.
I don't like concert movies, nor do I like musicals. However, I will. My woman does. So I will tell her to go watch it just to spite Avatar. Anyway, I'm gonna get the short list out of the way before I get into the big list. So since this is the last episode of the year, and all that, and we will not be back until the beginning of January. It is only fitting that not only do I do basically rank my movies from worst to best, but I will do my most anticipated movies of next year. Now,
that's gonna be fun.
Now, the most anticipated listing. Now, a few caveats. One, some of these movies may not come out, but they have a release date one way or the other. Like, for example, I had Shelby Oaks a few years ago as one of my most anticipated movies of 1 year, but didn't come out till this year, right? So just keep that in mind. But most of these movies that are on this list either have, not all of them, but a good amount of them have trailers. So it is 20 movies, and it is from Leeson. I will say my number 20, it was a lot higher from the first trailer. The second trailer did knock it down a bit, but my woman wants to see it, so I will still see it. And you know what? We do love a horny as fuck movie. Number 20 is Wuthering Heights, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Oh, that looks.
Wuthering Heights.
I don't think it looks very good. Then again, I don't like the filmmaker. I've made it public, but I don't like that filmmaker.
The first teaser I enjoyed. Second teaser basically made what I didn't want it to be. But it looks horny as fuck, so I will probably go see it.
Which is not what the fucking book was, apparently. That's why the book snobs are really getting really angry over this movie.
So that's
I
my
read the
number
book
20.
in class.
That's my number 20.
And they whitewashed the characters too, so
Yeah. My number 19 is Psycho Killer. They have a teaser
Hey,
for
the
this.
Talking Heads have a movie out? I thought they broke up.
Yeah, I thought about that too. Speaking of which, there's also a fucking Animotion movie coming out. I'll get to that in a little bit. So Psycho Killer looks very interesting. Another horror film that I'm very, like a slasher that intrigues me. Number 18.
By the way, Andrew Kevin Walker's writing that movie, the writer of Seven and Sleepy Hollow.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Number 18. While this screams garbage movie because it's coming out in the dumpster fire of January, February, I have my number 18, and it's mainly because the actors and the director, a movie called Send Help.
Not Sandra Bullock.
Sam
It was
Raimi.
Sam Raimi.
But Sandra Bullock was supposed to be in it, but then she got replaced by Rachel McAdams. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm intrigued with this movie. Do I like? And
I'll give Sam Raimi a shot, but it has the writers who did Freddy vs. Jason and Baywatch. I'm concerned.
I still love Freddy vs. Jason. Baywatch I never saw, but I'm one of this is I believe Sam Raimi's first movie he's directed since Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, which I'm one of the only people on earth to actually love that movie.
But, you're not the only one.
Oh yeah.
I love that movie.
My number 17 is and we've only had one teaser, and it's vague. It doesn't tell you anything about the movie, but it intrigues me. Just the overall premise. And that is a movie, the Animotion movie, Obsession.
Animotion? First of all, what's Animotion?
You never heard, you're my
No.
obsession. You're my obsession. Who do you
Animotion?
want me to be to make you sleep with me?
Oh, it's a
Bam,
fucking
bam,
synth
bam, bam.
pop band. I never heard of them before.
Bam, 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 bam. Anyway,
They're a new wave band, okay.
we were in the 80s. Anyway, Obsession. It's not an Animotion movie. I'm just we since we mentioned Psycho Killer, Talking Heads, I thought that would be a good thing. Anyway, the joke flew right over your head, Victor. Anyway,
Yes, it really did.
Obsession. I don't know anything about this movie. All I know is a guy's in the trailer, a guy's in his car. He's calling some company that he made a wish of a gum packet, I guess, and about a girl.
Oh yeah, that movie. I did see the trailer.
The trailer doesn't tell you that much. Like it just tells you that this guy is scared for his life, and he used a gum wrapper to possibly make a wish. He's talking to somebody about it. But I'm fascinated with it. Like, I always love, like, I love me a good old, it's like send help. I love me a good old psycho bitch. So I want to see what goes on with this. Number 16.
Actually, no. I think I've heard about it because Cody Leach talked about it. I think he saw it at some film festival. I think I know what you're talking about now.
My number 16 is Spider-Man Brand New Day.
No comment. I've already pissed off people with my Doomsday take. I'm not gonna comment.
My number 15 is Evil Dead Burn.
I want to see a trailer first because Rise was not that good.
It could go either way.
I enjoyed Rise, but I will say though, my honorable mention also is Lee Cronin. So I do have one honorable mention. Lee Cronin's The Mummy. Anyway, my number 14.
Not the real Mummy. That comes on like 27, 28.
Yeah. Number 14, Scary Movie 6.
It could be good. The Wayans are coming back for it, aren't they? So
yeah. My number 13 is Ready or Not, Here I Come. Like, I love Radio
like the first one. This is the movie where Ready or Not was the movie that made me scared that Radio Silence was going to do Scream 5 and 6 because I thought Ready or Not was like, what is this?
Like you said, you did end up liking Scream 5 and 6. So
yes, that's my point. That's my point. That I was scared when after I saw that movie, like, oh no, they're gonna fuck it up, and then they didn't fuck it up. So.
And then number 12, The Bride.
Looks decent. Not something that I would rush out and see, but
I'm intrigued by that one.
It looks more visceral than the Guillermo del Toro movie. That's for sure.
I'm also very intrigued also because has Maggie Gyllenhaal directed anything?
Yes, she has. She did a
The
Netflix
Lost
movie back
Daughter.
in 2021,
What movie?
22.
Lost Daughter.
Okay. Because I'm curious with her directing it, and I've never seen a movie she's directed, so I'm very curious. I always give a shot to actors who turn directors. Number 11, Coyote v. Acne.
Well, yeah, no shit.
My
Thank
number
you,
10,
Ketchup Entertainment.
My number 10, the Super Mario Galaxy movie.
Looks good.
Could go either way, considering I wasn't a huge fan of the first one.
As long as they don't go over the top of Bowser again, I feel like, to me, like don't make him tiny. Don't make him tiny for the entire movie, and focus in on actually trying to have a little bit more of a plot. A little bit.
My number 9 is Toy Story 5.
Looks great.
Yeah, Toy Story. Like
I'm optimistic because Andrew Stanton.
Yes, I am. That's one of the reasons why I want to see it.
Around because originally it was my number 8, but I firmly believe that this franchise should have ended at fucking 3. However, outside of Lightyear, we pretend that one doesn't exist. And not because the 5-second lesbian scene. I don't give a fuck about that. It just wasn't.
It was in the fucking corner and it was blurry as shit. Why are we complaining?
Like a lot of people would already assume that because of that scene you don't like the. No, it's not a.
You have actually legit fucking reasons that you don't like the movie. If you have legit reasons, that's okay. But that one, no, that's not
legitimate reasons. Here you go. Where it's a generic, it's Interstellar minus the charm, and the way they handled Zurg was a joke.
Yeah.
What about the third act? Was third act so convoluted as hell, just like Interstellar?
Yeah. My number 8 is Zach Cregger's Resident Evil.
I'm not looking forward to it. I gave the guy 2 chances. He's better off like Simon Kinberg as a producer. We'll get to it later.
I would have more faith because they've tried this twice and it failed both times. However, I do have some fun with Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City, except what they did with my fucking boy Leon. Anyway, so regarding all that, I would usually have an issue with them trying again when it's failed twice. However, you have what could be the next coming of horror royalty in terms of directing. Because
No, I think that would go to no, I can't say Dan Trachtenberg because most of his movies are genre movies, but even Robert Eggers, I think, is more fucking horror royalty.
To me, he's closer to that. But Zach Cregger is 2 for 2 in his horror movies.
He's technically, if we don't count his producing credits, he's 0 to 2 with me. And I like the first 2/3 of Weapons, and then it hit the car crash. Once Gladys came in, it was like a car crash.
Yeah, I love Gladys.
That you couldn't look away from. I understand what they were trying to do, but that doesn't mean I like it. I said that in the review. I'll repeat it here.
I love Gladys. I think Barbarian was a masterpiece. Weapons was very good, but so I have a lot of faith that he will do this series justice for the first time in its entirety. My number seven.
Also, another thing that concerns me is that apparently it's not going to be like the games. That's concerning. You're gonna make up shit again, just like the fucking television series that failed.
And
look at this way. Welcome to Raccoon City. They tried to
W.S. Anderson movies.
Yeah, well, let's be fair. Let's be fair here. They tried to keep it with the games with Welcome to Raccoon City, and while I didn't hate it like other people did, they fucked up that movie bad.
Well, Johannes Roberts is not a good director. Look at his next movie, Primate. That looks fucking hilarious as shit. It looks like a fucking comedy. It looks hilariously bad.
It is so stupid. It is so cheesy. It is so trashy. It's right up my alley. I'm actually it's not in my ranking, but if we count movies that look so bad, but that's so bad that they're just called.
When I saw Predator Badlands, the trailer came out for everybody, including myself, was laughing.
Me and my wife were laughing. I was sitting there, and again, I love movies like Anora, Ari Aster movies, what have you. I like art films, stuff like that, right? But I get a massive hard on for some good old-fashioned cheese. And that is just calling to me. I am hoping, like again, I hated Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey because I wanted it to be cheese. Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2 was what I wanted in Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 1. So, and actually, the movies have got, I haven't seen the others, but I've heard they've at least been decently received in terms, not like gangbusters, but, better than the first movie. But it just screams to me, it just goes into that one part of my heart to where it's like zombie versus strippers. It is not good. It is like a gallon of fucking ice cream. It is not good for me. It is probably going to cause me health issues, but I don't care. It's what I need in life. Anyway,
granted, I like some trash too. I like putting on trashy stuff if I'm feeling extra bored. Well, no, that's not trash. It's a prestigious franchise. They want to be more prestigious, and in terms of trash, I can name you several movies, like The Mighty Ducks. That's my trash. Cool as cool as ice, but
cool as ice.
War the Worlds.
My number 7 is the second DC movie that's in this ranking, and that is Clayface.
Mike Flanagan.
He's only writing it. The guy who directed Speak No Evil, the American version's directing it.
And I love the American remake of Speak
yes,
No
I
Evil.
do. I like the American version too.
So I am all for it. Again, I've stated that they should have fucking. My only complaint with Speak No Evil is that all of us Americans were a bunch of pussies and we didn't have the balls to do what they did at the end of the first movie.
There's a reason why they changed it. It was because I don't think Americans would fucking sit with that ending very well. It would get negative reviews.
Because they're pussies. I hate to say it. Y'all are a bunch of pussies. By
the way, the original apparently a lot of people fucking hate too. So that doesn't.
The world is a bunch of pussies. I'm kidding. Anyway, number 7, Clayface. Number 6 is, of course, Christopher Nolan's newest film, The Odyssey.
I would put it on my list, but not as high as everybody else's, mainly because I just hope that they fucking get the sound mix right. Please stop it with making loud music. And
hey, they fixed it for Oppenheimer, so maybe they will fix it here.
Hopefully, if they don't, I'm not gonna be very happy. I'm gonna have to wait till see it at fucking home if they didn't.
My number 5 is is 28 years later, The Bone Temple.
Yeah, it would also be on my list. I don't give a shit. 28 years later was a great movie. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I love 28 years later. And again, I love the ending. I do not care. I have heard about this movie that it will be even more divisive. You know what?
Go fucking for it. As long as like Danny Boyle and Alex Garland know we're gonna have Nia DaCosta as the director, but as long as they're guiding her well, I don't care.
My number 4 may surprise you, because originally it was my number 3, but I moved it down because if the leaked trailer is true, and I will not say what happened in the leaked trailer, but I will say this. If the leaked trailer is true, this will stay where it's at for right now. And I'm going to go because I've heard from a few people that I'm close to that know a good amount of stuff that have told me that the leak has been legit. So with that being said, if it is legit, my number 4 is Avengers Doomsday.
Uh-oh, that means something bad is going to happen.
It's something I won't go any further. But it's my number 4 right now. It's still, again, Avengers, while Age of Ultron is the weakest, they're 4 for 4 in terms of quality Avengers movies. The Russos, while they make trash movies outside of Avengers, they're 2 for 2 when it comes to Avengers movies.
Here's the thing, though. I don't trust them. The Electric State was the final nail in the coffin. It's probably a fucking ghost directed by Kevin Feige again. And you know me with some of their creative decisions lately.
You know
I've
what?
not been fond of some of the creative decisions.
We've had, no matter who directs it, we've had 4 quality Avengers movies. So, because I've said, if Avengers Doomsday sucks,
if it sucks, oh boy, I don't know.
The MCU's dead. The MCU's dead. But I'll say this. So that's my number 4. My number 3. And this may surprise some people as well. And this is the closest movie that's coming out, besides 20 years later. My number 3 is a long-awaited sequel to a movie that I have stated is the best and greatest video game movie of all time.
Detective Pikachu? No, I wish they made a sequel to that, but they didn't.
No. It is from the original director is back. And it is recreating I know what it is. My favorite horror video game of all time. Resident Evil may be my favorite horror franchise in terms of quality, but this is my favorite horror video game, and one of my favorite video games of all time. Period. And that is Return to Silent Hill.
That I'm very optimistic because it's the original director Christoph Gans coming back to directing it.
So
that's that bullshit Silent Hill Revelation, what the fuck that movie is called.
Yeah. By the way, after seeing Shelby Oaks, I could totally see Chris Stockman directing Silent Hill.
Yeah. My number 2, because you probably you probably knew this was going to be near the top, but didn't know where, is Supergirl. Especially after the trailer, it has gone up. So yeah. But my number 1 is a movie. It is a franchise movie.
Dune 3?
No,
it's gonna move. It's gonna fucking move. There's no doubt it's gonna come out the same day. It's gonna fucking move.
It is a movie that from what I've been told, that will close the franchise off. It has become one of the most successful franchises.
Oh God, I think I know where this is
in
going.
Modern horror history. You could say Avatar makes more money, but with these movies, actually these movies make more money in terms of how much they cost. It is the horror icon himself, one final time. It is a movie, a franchise that I did not know would touch me the way it touches me. Not just in my heart.
Oh, I don't think this is the movie I was speaking of. It's not
but in my nutsack and my asshole. It is a movie that is a character that has surpassed Pennywise as the greatest clown in horror history.
Oh, no. You didn't even put fucking Scream 7 on this damn list. And that is my most anticipated movie of the entire
I forgot to put Scream 7 on here. Okay, you know what?
I completely forgot they were making Terrifier 4.
Okay, you know what? Okay, I take that back. Scream 4 or Scream 7 is my number 20. Wuthering Heights gets moved down. Anyway, number 1 is Terrifier 4. Yes, so Terrifier 4 is my most anticipated movie. It's coming out in October of next year. Hopefully it doesn't not get delayed. But nonetheless, Terrifier 4 is the most anticipated film of this year or next year.
What, he's gonna kill more fucking kids?
Fuck them kids, yes. Anyway, now we're getting into the big list.
Yeah, Jose has a point. Where is Werewolf? That is the new Robert Eggers movie coming out in 2026.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Where's reminders of him?
Reminders of reminders of him, not Colleen Hoover. No.
All right, so we have the top movies, basically the movies of this year that I've seen. I thought I saw 52, but I've seen 51. Ranked worst from to best. It's 51 movies. And again, I avoid bad movies like The Plague. And I already know in advance that this list is probably going to piss some people off with some of the ranking. But nonetheless, I don't give a fuck. This is my list. If you don't like it, go suck a dick. Number 51, what I consider the worst movie of this year.
Excuse me.
Prom Queen.
Oh, I forgot that movie came out. I'm gonna be completely honest with you.
I enjoyed the Fear Street trilogy, so I was excited when this came out, but it was a giant bore.
You wanna know why? You wanna know why? Because the trilogy was supposed to be released by Fox in the theater. Netflix just bought the rights to it. This is a complete Netflix production, and you wonder why I want Warner going to Netflix, because maybe Warner will increase their quality a little bit.
Speaking of a franchise Victor loves that I find overrated, and this proves it, my number 50, the second worst movie, because basically from 49 onward.
Really, I only like the first two. What are you talking about? I treat the third one like it doesn't exist, and I don't even think I'm gonna even watch this one. I'm gonna treat them like they never fucking existed.
Yes. My number 50 is I Know What You Did Last Summer.
I told you, ever since I heard about I didn't intentionally look about what's going on, but a lot of people got very upset by the third act, and I found out what happened, and I'm not pleased, and that's why I didn't watch it. I'm like, no, I can't do this. I'm just gonna treat the I Still Know What You Did Last Summer is the end. Fuck it. Fuck it. That's the end.
But yes. This franchise, this movie proved to me why this franchise will always and forever will be Scream's little bitch.
They are the little bitch. Remember, Scream is my favorite franchise of all time.
Scream's mediocre, overrated little bitch. Anyway,
I thought you just called. I thought for a second you called Scream mediocre, and I'll beat the shit out of
you.
No.
You're not saying Scream that. 2 and 3 mediocre. Anyway,
no, fuck you.
No, thank you. I don't roll that way. Anyway, number 49. This is where we get to the meh period. We have Clown in a Cornfield. I didn't hate this movie, but I did forget this movie. I saw this movie in theaters. Number 48, the definition of meh. At least Clown in a Cornfield was a low-budget Shudder movie. This was a big blockbuster. Number 48 was Wicked for Good.
You're welcome,
no comment because I haven't seen it. Jared, you could probably defend it once we get there. Trust me, you're going to have my fucking fuck you. Fuck all you.
Yes, I gave my thoughts on it already a few weeks ago.
Yeah, you ruined the fucking thing for everybody. And it wasn't even out for like 5 days.
I gave a spoiler alert. So if everybody could, actually that would help out people, the viewership, because if they leave and they come back, it will give us a new view. Anyway, so you're welcome. Anyway. Number 47, a movie I had some hope for, Hard Eyes. I didn't hate it, but, again, a movie I forgot I saw. Number 46, Until Dawn.
Oh, man.
I didn't hate this movie like everybody else, but and what they teased at the end is probably never going to happen because we're probably not going to see a sequel because this movie I don't think made money.
I think it barely turned a profit, but I don't think it's going to happen either way.
Yeah.
Gee,
Number
remember when
40
Sheehan said Until Dawn was going to make more than it actually did?
Hey, it's okay. It's okay. You know why? Because that was a lower budget movie compared to.
That's
Oh,
gonna be a Kyle
man.
Trust me, it's going to make money. By the way, that movie's not in this ranking because I never saw that piece of crap movie. Anyway, and also Avatar is not going to be on this list at any time. Anyway, number 45, Borderline. A movie I had higher hopes for because it had the son of Jack Nicholson and it had fucking Samara Weaving. But again, another movie that I liked, but it was forgettable.
If you want to see Ray Nicholson, just stick to Novocaine and not be done with it.
And Smile 2.
I forgot he was in Smile 2, but mainly Novocaine, another movie,
Yeah,
a
how do you
smaller
forget he was
independent
in
movie
Smile 2?
called.
He was all over the marketing. Anyway, number 44. Again, a movie that was meh and that I've kind of forgotten about. Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Like I said, fuck the fan base. If Soren sees it, they're gonna bully the shit out of Soren if he watches.
I'm not watching that movie.
Number 43 onward are good movies, or are movies that, you know what, they may not be great, they may not be excellent, they may not be the creme de la creme, but I recommend them still. Number 43 is The Conjuring, Last Rites, I believe.
Right, Last Rites.
I actually enjoyed this. This was actually better than the last movie, and I
That's
thought
pretty much what Jared said.
And I thought it was a fitting into this series.
That is what I said.
This is a fitting into this series. I do not think this needs to go any further. I think this should.
They will go further because they got greenlit for a fucking
I know.
TV show.
I know, and it pains me because this franchise has basically been dying for years.
You know why? Because stupid people go out and pay to see it. It made like $80 million its opening weekend.
Number 42. You knew it was going to be in here. You just didn't know where. Number 42. Chicken Jockey. A Minecraft movie.
Still the worst film of the year. Listen, I talk about K-pop Demon Hunters more than I do Minecraft. But Minecraft is an objectively worse movie.
Yes. Is it a creme de la creme movie?
No, it's garbage.
No. But I guarantee you, I would rather go in a movie theater and watch this again if this got released the same day as Avatar.
I'm seeing a reoccurring theme today with all your Avatar. I'm seeing a reoccurring theme.
Hey, you know what? My I'll be honest. My distaste for Avatar will end once the movie is done after it gets released. Wait
till 2032 when it's all over.
After we talk about it and then we forget about it for another 5 years until the next one, like every other Avatar movie.
Technically speaking, after this, we won't have an Avatar movie for like 4 years.
And we'll forget about it until it comes out.
No, why does Jared still remember The Way of Water more than I have, apparently?
The amount of times that I have watched Avatar and Avatar The Way of Water since the re-release of the first movie and The Way of Water coming out is I watch these movies at least 3 or 4 times a year.
Oh my god!
Like, I don't dog on you like I do Victor because of the fact that you know you're pretty chill with everything. So that's why I never go directly at you. But I will say this to you though, Jared. I did see Avatar because I never saw it in IMAX when it first came out. So I watched it for the re-release because I just wanted because I hadn't seen it since probably the Blu-ray. And I wanted to see if my thoughts were the same, to see if I wanted to see the second movie. And my thoughts were still the same, but I will say I do not regret seeing it and finally seeing it in IMAX. But it's not a movie I would never see again, most likely. But again, that's just my Anyway, number 42, a Minecraft movie. Number 41, but Victor, you should be okay because my woman hates that movie too, Minecraft movie. So you two are at least in agreement on one thing. Anyway,
yeah, at least thank God.
Number 41 is The Accountant 2. Great movie, but I kind of forgot about it. Number 40, by the way, the spinoff to this got pulled off of the release date of January 9th. Megan 2.0.
Oh yeah, Soulmate got pulled. Oh gee, I wonder why.
Or
First of all,
Soulmate 88.
First of all, I wanted to mention this when Jared got to his topics, but you know what? I'm going to say it fucking anyway. Soulmate is a ripoff of Companion. It's the exact same fucking story.
It is. Yeah,
Fuck off, Universal. Fuck off.
That is a, I've said that to my woman. So yeah, Megan 2.0.
I hope it gets dumped to fucking Peacock. I hope it does.
I did hate Megan 2.0 like a lot of other people did. But again, it is.
I hope it gets fucking deleted. Batgirl didn't deserve to get deleted, but this does.
Number 39, Captain America: Brave New World. A decent movie, but the most forgettable Captain America of all the Captain America movies.
But again, that ain't saying much because Captain Americas have been pretty consistent.
Yes. Number 38, Novocaine. That's my number 38. Number 37, Dangerous Animals. In my opinion, Jai Courtney's best performance, which ain't saying much, but I did like him in the Suicide Squad movies.
Ooby dooby, motherfucker.
Number 36, Ballerina from the world of John Wick.
Long title.
I enjoyed it. It's the weakest of the John Wick movies, but again, you're competing with excellence.
Second weakest for me, but we're about fairly aligned.
What's your weakest?
My weakest is chapter 3 because it's just a setup for chapter 4.
Oh, okay. If you said chapter 4, I would have told you shut your mouth.
No, that's my favorite.
Same. Okay. We're good. You're okay.
Mine is Ballerina, hands down.
Yeah. So anyway, number 35, Nobody 2. Decent little action flick, but not as memorable as fucking the first Nobody. Number 34, Freaky Tales. A little fun little anthology film with Pedro Pascal. Number 33, I've still not seen the first movie, but a movie that I saw in the mystery screening that surprised me, Sisu Road to Revenge. I had a blast with this movie.
I haven't seen it yet. It just came out on the digital, so I'll give it a look. I haven't watched the first movies, though.
32, The Monkey.
Fucking terrible movie.
I enjoyed this movie. I thought it was like, it was a movie that I didn't know what to think beforehand, but after watching it and then like letting time, the movie's still in my head from time to time. So I like that. That's like, it reminds me of like the first Terrifier movie where at first, believe it or not, I did not know what to think of when I first saw Terrifier. I did not know what to think of it. I didn't know if I loved it or if I hated it. But it stuck with me. I even did a video essay on it back on my old channel. I was like, can Art the Clown become a horror icon? This was before even we had Terrifier 2 or 80. So, yeah, but anyway. So, Monkey, like, I'm not saying it's the same way as Terrifier, but it's a movie that I still think about every so often. Number 31, Tron Ares. Great soundtrack, great visuals. I didn't hate the movie. Like, that's basically all I can say. It bombed, which shouldn't surprise me because every Tron movie bombed. So,
we're not going to get any more, that's for sure. We're not going to get no more.
Number 30, Freakier Friday. I very much enjoyed on that movie. I will say I find older Lindsay Lohan attractive. I never really found her attractive. I don't know, but she was very attractive in this movie.
Well, because she's healthier now. She got off the coke.
Well, not only that, but like I never found her even attractive when I was younger, back when before she became a druggie. And Jamie Lee Curtis can still get it. So those are the two things. Number 29, the what Snow White wishes it could have been, $1 billion film, Lilo and Stitch.
Like I care about this. I don't know. There's something about it. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's the divisive reviews that it got. I just don't give a shit about watching
I enjoyed it. I still need me and my woman to watch it. She hasn't seen it. She's a big Lilo and Stitch fan. She has a Stitch onesie for crying out loud. Number 28, probably the more memorable movie of the two, because I prefer the arc of this movie more than the arc of the other MC movie that I'm going to talk about later. But my number 28 is Thunderbolts.
Mediocre as fuck. It's overrated.
I love that movie.
It talks about mental illness and shit.
Fantastic Four was a better film. It was a better film.
As an overall film and also as a setup to something bigger, yes. Yes. Number 27, a movie that I wish was higher, and I did enjoy it, but it could have been so much more. That's Toxic Avenger. I enjoyed it, but there were parts of it that I wish they could have done more on. I need CGI in this movie. Again, and it did have charm. I will not take that away. But nothing will ever take away from the original. And that's why I've always said the Toxic Avenger can never be fully remade. Because that movie is fucking it is insensitive, it is offensive, and it is glorious in every way, shape, or form. The opening song is just a work of art that, like Toxic Avenger, can never be touched. But this movie tried, and it was a valiant effort. But it is my number 27. My number 26, this will probably be a controversial one. Most of it, outside of Wicked, I feel like my list has been mostly fair. My number 26 was a movie that I was originally going to see in theaters. Then it got reviewed badly, and I didn't go see it. And then I finally watched it when it came to digital. And that is Him. I actually like this movie. I enjoy the messaging, while forced at times, I will admit. The imagery. And the imagery was probably the best part of this movie. And also regarding all that, outside of, like, let's say his performance in Requiem for a Dream, this was Marlon Wayne's probably best performance since Requiem for a Dream. So yeah, that's probably my first big controversial one in the list. My number 25 is The Running Man, which I enjoyed until the third act. I enjoyed The Running Man until the third act.
That's where all the criticisms I've heard with the movie comes from, the third act.
My number 24, and this is going to be controversial, Predator Badlands. I enjoyed it, but to me, still the best Predator movie in the most recent series is Prey.
Yes, it goes without saying that Prey is better, but with that being said, I love this movie.
I would say Kill of Killers is better.
Well, no, I think Kill of Killers is actually the weakest of the three, actually.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Soren, because my number 23 is Predator Killer of Killers.
Predator Killers is on my list. It's number 13. Predator Badlands is currently my number 5 best of the entire year.
To me, it's hands down the best animated film of the year, but no, they didn't release it in theater, so it's not going to get an Oscar nod.
Yeah, it should have fucking got an Oscar nod over whatever the... Don't.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, Victor. I'm glad you mentioned that, Victor.
No.
because my number 22 is what I think is the best animated film of the year.
No.
I have not seen all animated films this year, I will admit. And I had to deal with my wife singing these songs.
No.
I had to deal with my wife singing these songs for probably a month before I even saw the movie. It is a movie that I was hesitant to watch, but for her birthday, I decided to watch it with her. And while I still have to live with, like, Victor, you only have to deal with the golden stuff for me for one day. I have to deal with
I had to deal with this shit in my fucking personal life too. Fucking TikTok and all that shit.
Okay. So I still deal with the music, right? But my number 22 is K-pop Demon Hunters.
No.
Yes, it's my number 22. It is the best musical of this year as well.
Well, fuck musicals.
Just wait until
I don't love musicals either, but yes.
Just wait until Testament of Anne Lee comes out.
Well, I don't know, because that's probably going to be 3 hours long, because the same creative team who did the
2.5 hours, actually.
What?
2.5 hours.
Say this, K-pop Demon Hunters is better than Wicked for Good. Anyway, my number 21, another movie that a lot of people didn't like, but I actually did enjoy. And not just because of Aubrey Plaza and fucking Margaret Qualley getting it on.
That would be the only reason I watch it. Probably be better than K-pop Demon Hunters.
I enjoyed this movie. I very much enjoyed this movie. I'm not gonna sit here and say anything about it. My number 20 is a movie from a filmmaker that I have followed, and that is really the reason why I started a YouTube channel. While I have lost a lot of respect for him in the last probably 2 years, and especially recently with his gambling bullshit, I cannot discredit the fact that I did enjoy Shelby Oaks.
Gambling? Chris Stuckman got involved with gambling?
Yes, he has gambling ads in his wicked for good review and others.
He put gambling at. Oh my God, you got.
And also, it's like, let's say the video is like 5 minutes long. The ad is like a minute and 30.
Jesus Christ! Get sponsor block, get ad blocker. Fuck this shit. I can't even deal with that.
No, it's in his video. He's put it directly in his video.
Yeah, I know, but like, there's this thing, like an ad blocker thing called sponsor block, and whenever like YouTube video indicates there's a sponsor ad, they skip over the sponsor. Skip over the entire fucking video.
What's the thing called again?
A sponsor block. It's an add-on for, I think, for Chrome, and I know he's for Firefox.
YouTube,
it's one
YouTube
word, sponsor block.
YouTube has a feature called now jump ahead. Whenever an ad's about to pop up, they just allow me to jump ahead. It doesn't matter what device I'm on. I like that. Anyway, my number 19 is The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, the reboot.
I hate the original. I'm probably not gonna like this one.
Please shut your hard mouth, Victor. Anyway. I like Micah Monroe and Mary Elizabeth Winston. You know you're old when Mary Elizabeth Winston is a mom now in movies. My number 18, another movie that I think a lot of people didn't like, but I very much enjoyed, Death of a Unicorn.
Oh, yeah. Everybody was shitting on that.
I wanted to see that.
It's on HBO Max. Number 17, a found footage film that surprised me that came out. Me and my wife just watched it out of the fact that it was just a random movie at a Regal Cinema that we saw. Dream Eater. 90 minutes. Yeah, it was limited release. Eli Roth presents Dream Eater, even though he didn't direct it. I very much enjoyed it. I would recommend it if you like some good old-fashioned found footage movies. Number 16 is Fantastic Four, or The Fantastic Four, First Steps. The best MCU of the year, which has probably been a better year for MCU movies and not just a one movie wonder like Deadpool Wolverine. But yeah, my number 15 is Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning. It hurts me putting it this low because Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 was in my top 5 when it came out.
I feel like this Dead Reckoning story, both of these films, I feel like they're inferior compared to Fallout. They're both inferior.
Yeah.
Mainly because the convoluted writing and the thing I told you about before, Jared, they're breaking up what one person should be saying into like 6 people in one go.
My number 14 is Caught Stealing. Like that I very much enjoyed this as well. By number 13, Together.
Good movie. That's a good movie.
It was at my top 10 at one point, but shockingly, it got moved down due to 2 movies. Number 12, which is a recent movie. I would say, yes, it is the best remake of the year. Actually, no, I take that back. Even though technically number 9 is a reboot, or in a way, a requel, if you will, because it's a continuation in a way. My number 12 is Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Garbage Day.
This is the best Silent Night, Deadly Night in the entire series, which is not saying much, but I will say this for everybody who shit on fucking Ron Campbell for fucking Halloween Ends, which I thought he was brilliant in, you motherfucker.
Oh, here we go again.
I think for any of you haters out there who hate Halloween Ends and hate him, Corey Cunningham, Well,
I hate the character. I don't hate Rowan Campbell. I don't fucking know him, but I hate Corey Cunningham. Fuck you.
Corey Cunningham, one of the all-time greats. Anyway,
on opposite day, yes.
I think Rowan Campbell, I think he redeemed himself in this movie. To a lot of people who didn't like him in that one. I very much enjoyed the twists and turns with this movie and all that good stuff. We're getting close. We're getting close to the top 10, the heavy hitters. Number 11. This was difficult. This was difficult to put. Well, fuck you, Jose. My number 11 is a movie that I had a hard time not putting this in my top 10. And this outside of my number 2 and my number 1 is probably the one movie that hit me the most emotionally due to personal matters this year. It is, in my opinion, while there are original movies in this list, this is probably the most unique original film of this whole listing. And again, before anybody opens their mouths and mock, if you don't like this movie, just know that this movie has personal ties to me, not only as a animal lover but as a dog owner.
Good Boy.
My number 11 is Good Boy.
I thought it was going to be Bring Her Back for whatever reason, because the way you were talking about it.
It is a movie. Well, we'll get to that one later, but it is a movie that I love, but I probably will never watch again due to some personal matters regarding that I have sympathy over and all that. It's just something, but it is a excellent movie. It is breathtaking how they were able to do this. I even saw the spoiler, even though it's behind the scenes footage. A spoiler alert. Really,
I mentioned it in.
You did.
My review.
Behind the scenes at the end where it talks about how the movie was made. It made me love this film even more. It is a movie that is very again, I want to show this to my mother, but I can't because it is a hard movie for me to watch. And not in a bad way. It's like in the best way possible, but it's like some of those movies that like are so great, like The Night House, excellent movie, but I still have not seen since it got released. Or since I have it on Blu-ray, go figure. So yeah. My number 10 is VHS Halloween. This is controversial because I know this movie has gotten some controversy with some of the subject matter they went into. But this had one of the greatest segments in all of the VHS's history. I won't go into details. If you know, you know. But this to me was the perfect VHS movie. It had everything I wanted. And I love almost all the VHS movies. But this movie, and again, I know some people don't like VHS Halloween, but to me, this goes in the upper echelon of anthology royalty. I believe this is my favorite VHS film. Another film that hit me in certain ways, especially in the one that I think is the greatest segment in all of the series. But yeah, VHS Halloween is my number 10. My number 9. I am someone who has said that comedy has been pussified for many years. I am someone who has said that it's very hard for me to laugh anymore. The days of Jim Carrey and fucking The Mask or Ace Ventura are gone. The days of Will Ferrell in Blades of Glory or Anchorman.
Early Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler never made me laugh. We've been dealt with trash comedians who think they're comedians, like Adam Sandler, like David Spade, like Kevin James. The list goes on and on. We have had glimmers of hope in regards of 21 and 22 Jump Street. And we've had other movies like that. So we've had glimmers of hope throughout the years. Even movies that are not fully comedies have had funny moments, like The Wolf of Wall Street. But in terms of comedies, I have felt like it has been pussified for many years because everybody is so goddamn sensitive. And everybody is so goddamn offensive by everything. Look at everything that's gone on with and the hypocrisy in the offensiveness. you like one thing I forgot to mention earlier regarding the whole situation with Bob Waldorf. I agree that what Trump said was wrong, and he shouldn't have said it. I also want to take flack at the people who mocked Charlie Kirk's passing, because regardless of whether you like the man or not, a wife lost a husband, children lost a father. So at the end of the day, like to me, both parties should be ashamed for the comments they've made, but that is not comedy. That is just being an asshole either way. So it's not me being offended. It's just me being you being an asshole, not you anybody in here. But anyway. But then there was a movie that came out that I've seen 3 times this year, and I've laughed every single time from start to finish. It is a relic from a dying breed of a type of comedy that has been dormant for many years.
And keep in mind, this movie is rated PG-13.
That has also had its fair share of trash movies. Although I will say there are some of those trash movies that I enjoy, like superhero movie. But nonetheless, The Naked Gun. I love this movie.
I feel like Seth MacFarlane was the reason why it turned out as well as it did. Yeah, he didn't write it; he produced it. But I feel like his influence was felt in this movie.
Yes. The only person, and this may give flack. The only person, regardless of what you think of Family Guy nowadays, the only person over the last almost 30 years who has basically said fuck being nice, fuck the people who get offended, and still to this day can still do it. It says MacFarlane. That's the only man.
And he can do drama. Watch The Orville. It's one of the most underrated shows on TV.
He directed like some of the fun the outside 21 Jump Street. The last funny movie that has been made was Ted, and even Ted 2, even though it is lesser than the first movie, but I still like Ted 2. But The Naked Gun was great.
Oh, you forgot to mention Trey Parker and Matt Stone. They don't give a flying fuck. They still go at it.
Yeah. And hell, I enjoy when they mock even Trump stuff. So you know what? Like again, I think it's funny. Anyway, so my number 9 is The Naked Gun. Also, shout out to Pamela Anderson for having
she's great in this movie. She's great in this movie.
Also, shout out to my boy Cody Rhodes. He's going to be in the Street Fighter movie next year as well. Anyway, and also shout out to Danny Houston. He came back from that dog shit remake of The Crow, and I thought he was a funny ass villain in this.
Because he was just playing every character that he ever played.
Yes, he was great. He was hilarious. I loved it. Anyway,
my
number 8 is a revival of a franchise that has also been dormant for many years. And not only did it come back with a bang, it came back with a giant log into someone's body parts. And it has become one of the best movies in the franchise. And that is my number 8, and that is Final Destination Bloodlines. It had the most...
it's my third favorite of the series, maybe fourth.
It had the most likable characters in all of the series. I like Mary Elizabeth Winstead as a single character is the best overall character in Final Destination.
Yeah, because the lead in this, like everybody was really good, but I felt like the lead was a little weak.
Yeah, the lead is weak. I will say, Mary Elizabeth Winstead as a whole, and I dare someone to debate me on this, is the best singular character in all the Final Destination movies.
Other than Clear Rivers, I would agree.
I wouldn't even say Clear Rivers. I just, she was never my cup of tea in that movie. But I will also say Alex, she went out by getting killed by a train. Alex went out like a bitch and got a brick dropped over his head off screen. Anyway.
That's just why I don't like Final Destination 2 as much as everybody else does. It's one of the
I
many
love
reasons.
Final Destination 2. It's still not the best Final. My favorite is 3. But I will also say this. This movie also it's probably my number 2 favorite of the entire franchise. And that is and this is for one reason. Outside of everything else I just said. In my humble opinion, it had the greatest send-off to not only a character, but a man's legacy and life all in one with the send-off of Tony Todd.
I think it's the best scene in the entire movie, actually.
It is not only the best scene in the entire movie, I also would say it is if not the best film or scene in the entire franchise. I don't get emotional for a lot of things, even though I talked about Good Boy, but this was beforehand. But as someone who loves Candyman and says Candyman is one of the greatest horror films ever made, as someone who has grown up with Tony Todd with these movies, Tony Todd was my first introduction to Tony Todd was in Final Destination. Tony Todd has been part of some of my favorite memories in horror. And I'm not going to lie to you that I teared up a little bit during this scene. And I'm a hard man to cry. But yeah, that's why this movie is my number 8. My number 7, speaking of a movie and good night, Jose. Speaking of a movie that came back from a long dormant franchise that basically came back with a fucking what's the phrase? Came back with a vengeance. 28 years later.
I think it's the most underappreciated movie of the year. I feel like a lot of the criticisms I think it's not fair. Most of it, you know.
And also I've stated I love the ending of this movie. And since this movie's already and we got the trailers for next week, I'm just gonna say it. This was like a taste.
I think the ending was supposed to be a warning. If you don't like where we're going, get the fuck out. That's pretty much the ending says.
But also here's another thing. This was just a taste of what we would see of Jack O'Connell this year. So with that, my numbers and Ray Fiennes was excellent in this movie. My number 6.
Jodie Comer is like I think the strength in that movie. She's the kind of the glue that holds everything together.
My number 6 is a movie that probably people are shocked that this is not my top 5. And I tried. I literally
Sinners.
No. Actually, no.
One bow after another.
I haven't seen that yet. But anyway, I really tried to put this in my top 5 because of how much I love this director, how much I think he is one of the greatest directors currently living today. But the top 5 was just so stacked that I couldn't. My number 6 is Eddington.
Wow. For speaking of you, listen, this is the guy who likes Eddington. I'm surprised not even in the top 5.
Yes.
I'm not surprised that I'm the only one here who hates it.
Everything was so fucking weird after I gave it a 4-star rating.
Yeah. I tried. After seeing it a few more times, I tried because it's so fucking good. I need to watch Hereditary again or in Midsommar again. But this right now is my 3rd Ari Aster film. But every time I watch it, it gets better and better. It has beaten Beau is Afraid as the 3rd best Ari Aster film. But I can it's so hard because Joaquin Phoenix redeemed himself from Joker Folie à Deux in this movie. Even though
Folie à Poo-Poo, more like it.
I did hate Folie à Deux. I will be transparent with you. And I just love this movie. Everything about it is just great. But now we're getting to now I forgot to mention also from my number from number like 20, I think it was like what was it? Number 30, 31, 32 to I think number 11, these were good to excellent. Number 10 to number 6 were like almost perfect. But the top 5 is the creme de la creme. the creme de la creme as of right now in my ranking. Because again, I've not seen every movie, and I'm not going to see every movie this year. Because again, I do not see every fucking movie this year because one.
Well, I didn't even watch every fucking movie this year.
Yes. But and also outside of a few, I've seen almost every movie in the theater outside of a few. But anyway, so these top 5 are the creme de la creme. They are what I believe are the best movies of the year. Your list may be different than mine, but this is my list. My number 5 is what started off as the best movie of the year is Companion. I did not see Heretic till later. So, and I was very...
It's vice versa with me. Vice versa.
I love
saw Heretic first.
I have not been to... I've seen Sophie Thatcher, but this was the movie that really opened my eyes with her. She is excellent.
Wait till you're Fudge, Jared. I know you gotta talk about it, but I'm just gonna say it right now. She's a fucking star, man. I'm not saying she's a star in the making. She's a fucking star because I said that in my Heretic review. She's a star in the making, and then bam, she's just a fucking star right now. I need to get some fucking Yellow Jackets, man. I really need to.
She's excellent in Heretic as well. Go check out Heretic. But anyway, Jack Quaid again can play a sleazeball. He can play the most innocent guy.
This was his year. He played a silly action star in Novocaine and in Heads of State in his little cameo in that movie, and he could play the evil motherfucker that I first knew him as in Scream 5.
Yeah. But yes, this is an excellent movie. I love this movie.
But make no mistake, this is Thatcher's movie.
My number 4, the only 2 that I've had issues with in terms of where they go is number 3 and 4. There are days where so who knows, tomorrow I could have a totally different idea of number 2, 3, and 4. Everything else in this list is pretty, like, from 1 to 5 is undisputed. I truly believe if I see one battle after another, I still believe this will be my top 5. I believe after I finish watching the Black Phone 2 finally, I believe that this will still be top 5. I have seen the Smashing Machine. Any movie this year, I guarantee you, in my heart of hearts, Zootopia, whatever, this will still be in the top. Everything will still be the same. But these 2 movies are the ones that I had the most trouble where they go. Which one goes where? But right now, as of right now, so this is the only part that I feel that could change in time. Number 4 is a movie that I had no interest in seeing when I first heard about it. I had no interest in the plot and anything. But then I start hearing from people I trust about this movie. And I thank this movie because I contribute this movie. Because me and my woman, we didn't see a whole fuckload of movies. When our first year we got together, we didn't see that many movies. We literally saw between October to January or February. We saw, what was it? We saw Terrifier 3. We saw Nosferatu, and then we saw Companion. I guarantee this movie is what awoken her into watching movies because now she's been seeing movies more actively. And that is Sinners. Sinners is a movie that I had no interest in. I just, like, again, Ryan Coogler fucked me, and not in a good way, with Black Panther Wakanda Forever. I've stated that was the most disappointing film of the year that it came out. So I really, as a follow-up to this, I had no interest. But this movie is excellent. It has and Jack O'Connell, who I wasn't really a fan of prior to this. I know he's had some great performances, but I was never really truly a fan of his until this movie. Yes, he had a little cameo in 28 Years Later, but in terms of his performance, this movie, and it also got my woman into an unhealthy obsession with him and the character Remick. I love everything about this movie. The music, the post-credits scene, basically. One of the greatest post-credit scenes I've ever seen.
Mid-credits, it's not post, because post was...
Mid-credits, whatever. It's the same. The same, basically. How they were able to have Michael B. Jordan in two places and make it work and not look fake at all at any scenes was great.
Yeah, they made him share one cigar, and I was stunned.
Haley Steinfeld, once again, congratulations to her pregnancy.
Yes, congratulations. Of course, I'm the Bills fan. I fucking know about this. Josh, I was gonna be a daddy anyway.
Hey, Haley Steinfeld proves that she is like I've seen greatness in her since fucking what was it? Fucking True Grit. But she was excellent in this movie. But of course, the best part of this movie, outside of Josh O'Connell, outside of Josh O'Connell, outside of Michael B. Jordan, was Miles Canton. That's Sammy.
Don't downplay Delroy Lindo in this movie. He's outstanding in this movie. You know, as the older man who's drunk all the time.
Yeah, Delta Slim's great, but let's be honest here. Miles Canton as Sammy was the breakout performance of this film. He of all the performances this year, I think Miles Canton I hope to God he gets nominated for Best Actor.
I think DiCaprio's going to beat him for one battle after another.
I don't think he's going to win, but I want him to be nominated.
Or Timothy Chalamet. I forgot. Marty Supreme.
Or what's his name in Secret Agent.
But yeah, Sinners is a great film. So yeah, my number 3, a movie that I didn't even know about until I saw some weird little thing on Instagram about a kid running down the street.
Oh God, I'm not gonna comment.
A movie that I was a big fan of, from a director that I think is 2 for 2, and he is a fantastic director. While it is not my favorite of his, Barbarian is a masterpiece, and for the sake of hell, Disney, fucking release this damn movie on fucking on 4K or whatever. If Killers of the Flower Moon is getting a 4K, then this fucking movie should. Fuck you for still not having Barbarian in my home outside of digital. Fuck you. Anyway, my number 3 is Weapons. It is a excellent film that has another standout performance by Julie Gardner, who also was great as the Silver Surfer in Fantastic Four. I thought Alden Ehrenreich was great. I thought Gladys, which I know Victor hated this. I loved Gladys. It reminded me of Barbarian, where it was so out of left field, but I loved it. That's why I loved the ending of 28 Days Later. Zach Cregger is going, and again, I know some people disagree. Zach Cregger is getting up there with the likes of Ari Aster and fucking Robert Eggers and people like that, of getting up to royalty status of the modern day. Mike Flanagan, so on and so forth. That's why he better not fail me with Resident Evil. Anyway, my number 2.
You may want to hurry up. People are fucking tired here. Jared still has to go.
Oh, excuse me. I was trying to go fast. I was trying to go fast with these movies, and then I wanted to go long.
Good Lord!
I will say I am only going to do
Jesus
one topic.
Christ!
My number 2 is from a couple of filmmakers who were YouTubers as well.
Bring her back.
Yeah, let's bring her back.
I built tension. I built suspense, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway,
it's already 10:42. No time for tension.
Anyway, a duo that made one of the greatest horror films I've seen in a very long time, and I thought they couldn't top themselves, but yet they did. With Bring Her Back. Bring Her Back was a movie that, like with Good Boy, is a fantastic movie that I will never probably see again. But I want to watch. Hey, this is the last episode of the season. Why don't we go out with a bang? Anyway, this is a movie that I may never watch again, even though I feel like I will have to because my woman wants to see it. It is a disturbing movie. It is a It is a sad movie. It has great performances throughout. These guys as well are also on the verge of horror of the modern day horror royalty. They just need to make one or two more movies to maybe get more in that discussion. But again, another group of directors who they're 2 for 2 in my book in terms of movies. And then after 51 movies, we have.
Oh my god! And for the Kirsten bitch, I had like 53. Jesus Christ!
Yes. So if Victor could do that, I could do this. So
wow, people are gonna go after you now.
You see how I felt. I'm a heel. I'm a heel at heart. So bring it on. Anyway, my point is going back to it. My number one is a movie that I didn't know I wanted because of the fact that I loved the previous regime's version of this character.
Oh.
But I had faith not only in the director of the new regime, and after watching it 5 times in theaters and watching it a few more times with the 4K I have that my lovely woman bought me for no reason, just because she loved me, I have stated that this is the best in this entire series of movies. It is even better than Man of Steel. It is. Yes, my number one is James Gunn's Superman.
Good movie, but it's not. But it's got a lot of problems.
I love this movie. It was everything. It was a fast-paced movie. It was a movie that made me feel like Man of Steel did. It got me a little teary-eyed in some ways. It had a fantastic score. Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor was fantastic. We had the Justice Gang was a breath of fresh air. And David Cornsweet, and I will say this because to me I felt like they did not do him good after Man of Steel. I will say that David Cornsweet currently is my favorite Superman. Hopefully that stands.
I feel like Cornsweet will be my favorite, but I need to see Man of Tomorrow to be sure.
Well, I liked the original Superman actor from the
Richard Donner and not really Donner because he got fired after the.
Yeah, but I like.
I agree, Hunter. I agree. Actually, I have a hot take. Yeah, I agree with that.
But yes, I love this movie. It is excellent. It is the best film of this year, in my opinion. It is the best.
With that being said, it got me excited about the DCU. Look at my enthusiasm with the Supergirl trailer. I loved it.
Yes. Now, I will be fair, though. I was not the biggest fan of Peacemaker Season 2. So I
haven't watched it.
Yeah, but I will say this. I love this movie. It is everything I wanted in a Superman film. And, again, as someone who 10 years ago was not a fan of Superman. Until Man of Steel. And now we got to James Gunn's Superman. But yeah, excellent movie. Best movie of the year. And again, I don't think any other movie could top it in my humble opinion. But you could give me your list wherever. Anyway, that is my ranking. I will go for a smoke because I've been talking for a while. And,
good Lord. I think there's only been 2 fucking people who went. Jesus Christ. You're going to have to
Soren and I have not even gone.
I wanted to go next. I wanted to go after.
I should have let him go first. Shit.
I was originally wanting to go first because I can get that out of the way, but
that's my fault. And the Rob Reiner stuff took a while. Anyway, now let's
Victor.
Jared, you
here's
go.
A rule. Victor, here's a rule for future reference. When we do a year end, because I try to do this every year. I would say for future reference, have me go first each time.
Yes, I'm more of the story. So what do you want to talk about, Jared?
Okay, well, because we are in crunch time, maybe I won't go over like my second topic at all, but I will talk about the movie that I was selected to.
Maybe that's a good thing because I don't know your thoughts about it. I have not checked your rating on Letterboxd, so this is completely. I'm blind. I don't know.
So, yeah, Victor told me to watch Companion since I am the only one on this panel that has not seen this movie this year. I wanted to, but then just things got in the way and everything. And so finally, I got my chance. And the
Please
quick
say it
answer
again.
is I loved this movie.
Thank
This
God.
was a lot of fun. I really liked from the start of the movie and everything how Iris's narration just really hooks you in, talking about, the best moment in her life and everything, meeting Josh, and then
Here comes
when
the
she killed.
fucking Blair Witch.
It's such a good hook and everything, and the whole story overall of her being this companion robot that is more or less used as a sex robot.
More or less.
But it also, I like how it depicts not only just power dynamics within like relationships, but also a lot of like toxic masculinity, and especially like incels, especially Josh is just one of those like sleazy characters.
And you know what's even
it's
funnier? They make it equal opportunity in this movie. Not
Yeah,
just the
they
straight
do.
people, but the gay people have to suffer through this too. It's equal opportunity.
Josh is just a sleazy, like horrible character and everything, and it's like no wonder he, his one relationship is with a robot. But there was a lot of good twists and turns and stuff with this, and it was a very clever and funny movie as well.
I told you, it's like a dark comedy more than the
is.
advertised thriller.
My favorite stuff in it, honestly, was the Eli and Patrick relationship, and then more importantly, the Josh and Patrick relationship. Because after Eli dies in this movie,
He manipulates everything,
he manipulates, like he basically, because like what you do with the companion robots and everything, like you sit in front of them, they scan you, and then basically they're your companion. They fall in love with you. And so it's just really funny that
and Josh is not even
a
all that
gay
interested. He's just
character.
using it for his own gain to get what he wants done.
Exactly. So Patrick is in love with Josh and everything,
And Josh is not. He's like,
he's just using him.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where it's just like things just escalate out of control, and just a lot of people die because of really like
Stupid people.
stupid fucking decisions, because
this is the reason why I think it works. You would think, oh no, they're gonna make a stupid decision, but everything in that movie is so smartly written. Everything. It's just like they knew what Drew Hancock. His only other screenwriting credit before this was for Fred 3 Camp Fred. I am not joking.
But it's just. It's so freaking clever. And of course, Sophie Thatcher is amazing in this. I've loved her in everything that I have seen her in.
Even
first
in
thing
the
I saw her
even
in actually was Yellow Jackets.
The first thing I ever saw him was the Book of Boba Fett, when she got killed off in like 2 episodes. Bye, you got fucking dead meat. And she had a British accent, the whole thing. And then Heretic. And then this, she's a star. I need to get around to fucking watching Yellow Jackets. I really need to. I owe it to myself. She is a star. Use her, Hollywood. I swear, if you don't use her, I'm gonna slap you in the face like Will Smith.
It also asks a lot of questions and stuff of like, can a robot and everything have like a conscience, its feelings or anything?
I think it's
it is programmed into them.
It's a more positive interpretation of that. It's way more positive than, say, Ex Machina, which is the nihilistic tone throughout. But it's a more positive. And you want to see her get her freedom. You want it.
I ended up giving this movie an 8, but I absolutely loved it. I had such a good time with it. This is one that I'm going to be rewatching a lot. Morgan didn't get to sit down and watch this with me, but
And I hope you didn't turn it
watch
off right when the credits came on, because there's stuff as the credits are rolling.
There is, and
it's
it is
perfect.
very
the
much
final
worth
shot is perfect. The final shot is perfect.
Very much worth it. And Jack Quaid is great as always. Stuff.
Then again, you don't need to say anything about Jack Quaid because we all know he's terrific. We know we said this for years. Yeah. Oh my God, I love this movie. And now, because of that, I think now Drew Hancock is writing the Faculty remake. And I was like, why are we remaking the Faculty? I'm like, he's writing it. You know what? I'm gonna give it a chance because it's him.
All right, with that out of the way.
Okay, Soren, you can go.
All right, Christmas tier list. Let's do the Die Hard movies.
Well,
First
we all know how this is gonna go.
Yeah, pretty predictable. I'm gonna go this really quick so we can get to a review. First Die Hard's a classic. It's an S. S there. Die Hard 2, a bit flawed, but still fun.
I hate the villain. The villain is so weak in that movie. So weak.
Die Hard with a Vengeance almost held a candle to the first one, but then the third act was just...
Oh, the third act. The last 10 minutes is just not... Like, what is that?
Live for Your Die Hard, I felt to be pretty underappreciated, even with its PG-13 rating. And
you know it's bad when the PG-13 rating... That ranking, Vic, I am so... You see, I'm getting redemption for the Kirsten bitch. We began this year with the Kirsten bitch, and we ended with Pat shit from Chayton. I'm getting my due now. I'm so happy. And I didn't even get to watch Roofman yet. I have to wait till the next episode in January to get the review done.
And A Good Day to Die Hard is just a piece of shit.
It is a piece of shit. Now let's review the Long Kiss Goodnight. I'm not even.
No, wait.
He's got to have his.
Oh wait. Oops. I'm sorry.
I gotta do my review.
All right.
Let's take a look at the movie Jane had me watch for today. Rose Glasses Same Mod. Now this is a movie I've heard good things about when it first came out, but I wasn't interested. But it wasn't until I saw her next movie, Love Lies Bleeding, that my interest rose. And after watching it for myself, I was honestly underwhelmed. Story about a Catholic fixated on saving her patient lends itself to a fair amount of potential. Problem is, it doesn't really live up to said potential. Throughout a good chunk of the movie, nothing really happens. It's just modern patients just living their life. Sure, there's some nuggets of tension between them, but it's not until the climax where it really leads to anything. Then, that being 84 minutes, the editing can feel like it hastily cuts to the next scene, especially at the very end. While I won't say the actors nor the director are slumming it, as the cinematography and music are well done, it's one of those art house movies that are a bit too artsy for my taste. I'm usually a fan of horror movies that build tension rather than bombard me with countless jump scares, but this was just not it. Now that out of the way, let's get to the review.
Oh, one more thing. I think, even though you said Jade Ma was not all that good, I'm just saying, the main girl, she's phenomenal in The Rings of Power. She plays Galadriel on The Rings of Power. Pretty much the main character of the whole fucking show. She's phenomenal. And I cannot, whenever I think about saying the word Sauron, I always think about how she pronounces it. Sauron. Excuse me, I'm butchering it now. But, or you could watch
Arrow Man.
You can watch Dogma too, Hunter. You can watch Dogma. Anyway, I'm not even going to play the fucking spot today. We're crunching now. We're crunching. So we're just going to go straight to review. The Long Kiss Goodnight is a 1996 American action thriller film directed by Renny Harlin, written by Shane Black, produced by Stephanie Austin, Shane Black, and Renny Harlin, starring Geena Davis, Samuel L. Jackson, Patrick Malahide, Craig Bierko, Brian Cox, Yvonne Zima, David Morse, and G.D. Sprodlin, released on October 11, 1996 by New Line Cinema, budget $65 million, and it made $95.5 million, which technically speaking was yet another flop for Renny Harlin after Cutthroat Island. Samantha Kane is a small-town school teacher and a mom with no memory of her life before washing up on a beach 8 years ago. After a car accident and a violent home invasion trigger flashes of her past, she discovers she used to be a deadly CIA assassin. Teaming up with a wisecracking private investigator, Samantha must return to her old ways to take down the people who try to erase her. 3.5 excuse me, 67% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, 6.8 on IMDb, 43 on Metacritic, 3.4 on Letterboxd. Now I'm really pressing for time, but I'm gonna say this right now. Wait, it's Shane Black's birthday? I had no idea today was his birthday. I had no idea.
Yeah,
Happy birthday!
Remember when Renny Harlin actually made movies of worth?
Yeah, not The Strangers Chapter 2. That movie is so full of worth, right? As for the Long Kiss Goodnight, this is the movie that several of its participants have said it's their favorite movie that they've ever worked on. Renny Harlin has stated in interviews that this is his favorite movie that he ever did. Of course, it's common knowledge that Samuel L. Jackson considers this his role as Mitch Hennessy as his best role he ever played, his favorite role. And Geena Davis said it's her second favorite role, only behind Thelma and Louise. And I can see why. This movie is so good. It is, to me, everything a good action movie should be. Well, first of all, it's a Christmas action movie, and I think it does a good job setting itself up to be at Christmas, because the movie takes place around the Christmas season. The climax is on Christmas Eve, or is it on Christmas Day? I don't even remember. But it has the typical Shane Black, potty mouth, sarcastic humor, and it's fucking filthy in this movie. Everybody in this movie has a potty mouth. Every single person. Especially Mitch, though. And the villain, he just like, I feel like they say the word bitch more times than they say the word fuck in this movie.
Probably.
Are we in the review?
Yeah, we're on the review now. What
did Soren say?
He said he didn't really care for Say Mod. He said he didn't care for it all that much.
Oh, go fuck yourself, Soren.
Hey, Jared, next time, choose a good movie for me.
Okay.
It was me who chose Say Mod.
Oh man. Oh yeah, A- on Cinema Score. Oh my god, this is a fucking mess. This is what you get for the last show of the year, folks. A fucking mess. I love, like, in terms of like the action, I think it's one of the best, like, in terms of just purely how the action is done, it's some of the best action of the 90s. Explosions everywhere. You could see everything that's going on. It's not like a Jerry Bruckheimer movie where it's just fast cut editing all the time. You actually get to see the action. It's just very well done. And most of the movie was not done with CGI. I think there's very little CGI in this movie. I think the only shot of CGI in the movie, I think, is when the bomb goes off and they're running out the window and then Samantha shoots the ice to get in the water. I think that might have been a little bit
least favorite shot of the whole movie, actually.
What do you mean? That's actually one of my favorite parts of the movie.
I just think it looks really goofy.
But yeah, I mean, the whole movie's fucking goofy, to be fair. It
is a goofy movie, and I enjoy a goofy movie, and
hey, you enjoy a goofy movie.
I do enjoy a goofy movie, but yeah, this is I haven't watched a lot of Shane Black like screenplay movies and stuff. I'll call this a Shane Black movie, even though
it has a lot of his DNA.
Yeah, but because it's like I've only seen Iron Man 3 and sadly The Predator. So going to this and everything, it's like I felt like I got a sense for kind of what he was all about and everything, and like he has a good sense of humor and everything, and just
the whole movie is politically incorrect, to say the least, even though I would consider also a little bit more like, I think Samantha Cain, or Charlie, whatever the hell you want to call her, I think is a strong female character, and the split personality makes everything interesting. And I think this movie does the amnesiac plot right. Most movies and TV shows do not use amnesia well. This is one of the only times where amnesia was done really well and served the story, because we're finding out things alongside her. We don't know what's going on until she finds out. And it makes it more compelling and thrilling. And when we're going to be fair, the story is kind of convoluted. It really is. Like, it's just like the politician, like this politician guy is going to use these criminals to get money from Congress by blowing up this place. And it's just like, oh, it's kind of convoluted. But I just think it's so much fun. And I think the character development is really well, particularly, I think Sam Jackson is the heart of this movie. He really is. I feel like the relationship he has with Charlie and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that he messed up a lot in life and he has never gotten a single thing right, not even, being a father all that much right. And that development and by the end, him trying to do the right thing finally, I feel so earned. And Sam Jackson, I'm telling you, he's having the time of his life. I think it's one of his best performances.
I could definitely see why he considers this one of his favorite or his favorite role and everything. He's really good in it, and it's a fun role for him, I think.
I feel like it's just as much his movie as Geena Davis's movie. I think it's just as much his movie. Speaking of Geena Davis, I think this is the better attempt to make her an action star compared to Cutthroat Island. Because Cutthroat Island, but she does very well in the action scenes. I think it's very, very, very good. Of course, this is not an action movie from the 90s without a fucking David Morse cameo as that asshole who apparently Samantha almost married because, of course, David Morse has to play an asshole in pretty much everything. Everything I've ever seen him in, he plays an asshole. But it's really, really well done. Like, I feel like the kid's not annoying. Like, especially considering the focus is on the kidnapping of the kid, about, towards the end there. By the way, that's the same girl that Tom Sizemore took in the heist sequence of Heat when he gets shot in the head. Yeah, that's the same little girl. She was also on ER as Mark Green's daughter, Anthony Edwards' character. His daughter, of course. I'm not going to talk about ER right now. I'm already crushed for time. She's really good. The bad guy, Craig Bierko, he is just, I think he's having the time of his life. Some of the lines he gets to say, he says the most horrifying thing he ever saw on TV was Baywatch Nights. Baywatch Nights, for those who don't know, was a spinoff of Baywatch. It had to do with David Hasselhoff, was the star of the spinoff, like the main show, but it was more about him. And the first season of that show was like a detective, Knight Rider kind of thing. And then the second season, because the first season did so bad, they turned Baywatch Nights into pretty much a ripoff of the X-Files. Yeah, Baywatch Nights. Baywatch Nights turned into the X-Files. Anyway, he's really, really good. The action is great. So many quotable lines, which I do not have time to reference here. Let's just say Sam Jackson does say motherfucker in this movie. I can guarantee that.
Of course he does.
Yeah. And I feel like this is Renny Harlin's most underrated movie because not a lot of people talk about this movie all that much in terms of this filmography because this is this is between Cutthroat Island and then is one of his most successful movies, Deep Blue Sea, which honestly, Deep Blue Sea might be my favorite Renny Harlin movie because I have such close attachment to it since I was a kid. But I love this movie. I love everything about it. It flies by 2 hours and 1 minute. It just flies. And it's just, it's exciting throughout. In action movies, you don't want it to be boring. So you're just committed. And there's a bunch of fun scenes, especially there's an early scene where I think is a lot of fun where she finds out that she could cut the carrots so fast because of her, spy skills. And, that scene's kind of funny. And they reference it again at the end. I really do think that, long story short, it's well worth watching. Soren, you didn't even talk about once about this. What do you think?
I'll say that the first half is definitely the stronger and more interesting one, where where she's trying to figure out her past. But the second half was where things kind of dragged for me. I felt it to be a bit repetitive. Not bad, but definitely repetitive. And yeah, I do prefer Die Hard, but this is still a fun enough movie.
I was going to say I second what Soren said, but I will give the man his flowers of Sam Jackson. He was fantastic in this.
Yeah, he was absolutely just.
I think this is a just an overall like really fun movie with like really good performances and stuff. And I like the Christmas setting. I think they do a good job of, just making some creative action scenes out of, this time period and stuff. I think the weakest part for me is honestly Renny Harlin's director. I mean, as a director, he's fine enough. He's a capable enough director. He can make a movie, but I just don't think he has anything very like special about him. And so like,
I think anybody could have
there's
shot
certain
this
things
movie.
where I'm just like, in another director's hands, like I'm like, ooh, I could see this good action scene being even better, kind of.
Yeah, I do feel. Yeah, you could say if this was produced by Jerry Bruckheimer, I think it would have been a little bit higher in terms of like, because it
I
has
could
a lot of
see it being produced by Jerry Bruckheimer.
Yeah, but it's not like the editing style is much more subdued compared to a Jerry Bruckheimer movie, because Jerry Bruckheimer just goes a mile a minute. But I still enjoyed the movie. I think is it my favorite movie, action movie of 1996? No, I think that would be The Rock still, which is ironically Jerry Bruckheimer produced, directed by Michael Bay. But I still enjoyed the movie a lot. I like watching it around this time of year, and I got introduced to it last year, and I figured, hey, I thought Lethal Weapon was too easy, even though I prefer Lethal Weapon over this. But I felt it was too easy, so I figured, hey, might as well do this. So I'm gonna give it a 4.
6 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
3.5 out of 5.
Wow, we got that was the fastest review I've ever done. This is how we know we're getting fucking tired. But we have to spin the wheel. We have to. I mean, because then again, this will depend, because I don't know when Jared is gonna, the scheduling in terms of how we're going, when we're going to return.
I think we should be fine. I think.
Okay, so we're gonna spin the wheel because
we on the 3rd, right? Oh wait, no.
It's the
6th.
Yeah.
The 6th.
Yeah.
I think it's the 6th.
I should have, because my schedule is going to be a little bit more lenient in January, so I will advise y'all. I will, in February, I will be gone for 2 weeks, because at the end of February, because I got
the 6th.
But yeah, 6th.
So Soren. So I guess we're considering everything seems to be fine, Soren. Now we're gonna save your birthday pick for when we come back. So now we got to spin the wheel. Hopefully, it's not gonna be.
It's
a
okay. I
dog
have
shit
my
pick.
movie set, but I'll announce it on that episode.
So what are we gonna start 2026 with? I hope we're gonna get something good. I don't want to start 2026.
Nice. Don't let it be like how January's used to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Letterboxd 2016.
No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We are not doing that. No.
You can't cheat.
No, I'm not going to review a -1 movie at the start of the fucking New Year. New Year's supposed to be fresh, more positive.
You gotta be fair. Like you do not change it. Don't.
Jesus Christ! Oh my God! This -1 piece of shit god awful movie.
Because look at the bright side, Victor. You get it done, and you don't have to worry about it again.
Until fucking Blumhouse puts out their fucking Blair Witch.
But that won't be for many years, probably. So you're good.
Since we're off for 2 weeks, Jared, do me a favor. Watch Book of Shadows.
Okay. Yeah.
You don't have to. Actually, you don't have to, because in this movie, they don't reference Book of Shadows, to be fair.
You know what's so funny? You know what's so funny? I was joking. I didn't think, because, to be honest, I didn't want to land on it either. But you know what? Just because I was a Houdini and it landed on it, I was like, well, we got to. It was poetic. It was the gods, if anybody's religious. I'm not religious.
Oh my God, the fact that I have to watch this piece of shit again. I hate this franchise. Why do I have to begin 2026 this way? I want to spin again.
No.
I want to spin again.
No, don't spin again. because
Oh
you
my-
know what? Like again, you get it over with and all that.
Why?
Look
I
at
have
it this
to
way.
end the year
All-
like this.
It's fun. It's funny. Like I was gonna say, if you can't, if we spin again, it'll ruin how perfect timed it was when I said let it be Book of Shadow or Blair Witch, and it landed on it. 1 second. 1 second.
Oh my God.
Okay,
So I guess
Pause
on
real quick.
January
You know
6th,
what
the
the funniest
first,
date
the
happened?
season 5 premiere of this show is going to be a fucking Blair Witch movie.
So we were doing the spinning of the wheel, right?
Yes.
And I noticed that Blair Witch was in there, and I made a joke saying the last Blair Witch movie, and I made a joke saying land on Blair Witch because Victor was always not laying on a crap movie,
No.
and then it spinned, and I didn't like Victor was the one controlling it, wasn't me. It landed right on Blair Witch. And Victor was like, "Oh, I'm gonna spin." I'm like, "No, it's perfect because I literally predicted it." And I'm like, Houdini.
Oh
it literally-
no. You know what? I'm not going to make promises again because when I tend to make promises, I do tend to break them. But other than the X-Files, finishing up season 2, maybe getting to season 3 because we have a long break, but I feel like I have to review Roof Man. I have to now. Just to get back at you, Chayin. I have to review it now.
What, Roof Man?
Yes,
Yeah, but-
I will.
I want to watch that too, actually. I'm very curious.
Yeah, everybody's like, Kirsten.
Why
But
would
yeah,
you get back
we're
with me?
done.
Because I actually want to see that too. I've heard nothing but good things about it.
What movie?
Roof Man.
Oh, the 10 out of
But-
10.
But yeah, that's it. I just want to say first and foremost, after all this in terms of the year, I want to say thank you for supporting our show in 2025. And it's been a very good year for us. It's been a very, very good year. Ever since we brought in Soren in February, I feel like our show has gotten significantly better ever since we had him. I mean, the roommate review was better because of him, I think. You know, him watching that piece of shit for the first time, and now everything, it's all, even with the fucking argument for Beau is Afraid, and then the redemption I had with Eddington. There's a lot of great moments that have happened throughout this entire year.
Hunter has something to say. He says, Chain's list you could say took forever.
Yeah, it did take forever, did it?
Forever.
Oh, man. So, January 6th, we'll return with Blair Witch 2016. In the meantime, have a happy holiday. Have a happy new year. Do all the stuff that you all do and watch Avatar, goddammit. Do not watch The Housemaid. Don't.
I'm watching
Make
The
it
Housemaid
flop.
this weekend. I'm watching The Housemaid this
Make it
weekend.
flop, and you're gonna be the
I'll
only
probably watch
fucking
the
person in the
Secret-
fucking theater.
I'll probably watch that movie Secret Agent, depending on if it doesn't come online in time.
So yeah, I will be watching a fuck ton of movies now since I have a break now, and I have to fucking finish Stranger Things. I gotta start season 3 now. So
By the way, that episode, probably expect a Batman animated series topic on my end.
Ooh.
yeah,
Jared, also, I will have your things review for the first episode.
Oh yeah, that's right.
like
have
I'm
fun
gonna
with it.
watch that, Hunter. So
Maybe
have a happy
I'll also
holidays, have a
give my-
happy new year.
Maybe I'll also give myself
and-
The Housemaid in 2 weeks too.
No, I'm gonna
We'll
mute
see.
myself when that happens. Anyway, have a happy new year. Have Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever the fuck you celebrate. See you in 2026.